All right, let's get this show on the road. So, tonight is going to be episode 3. You guys have 2 mission possibilities. Once again, it was a short lead time for me, so there are not a ton of options available, even though I said there would be. We're also short 2 players, one of which will hopefully join us later. So we're going to start off a little short-handed, and I will handicap the combat per the number of people we have, so don't worry about it too much. In the last session, Ghost and Kizik and Raccoon went off on their own and worked for this prince guy where they obtained some Psi Ember, this weird stuff that, Kizik wants to lick it really bad. It really speaks to him. Sammy's really impressed with the Psi Ember. It probably tastes good. At least touch it. Maybe it feels good. Can't tell. Hasn't been able to do it. He's wanted to, but he's thought better of it at the last second every time.
It's really pretty. It's green.
Mm-hmm.
Did we call it a Psi Ember? Did we figure it out it was a Psi Ember?
So, I'm using the name, and we're going to get into more about how we're using that name in a moment. Sterling, that's his name. Sterling, after you all got off on the last mission, you're there, Silverback. Hello. He's not there. He's just pretending to be there. It sounds like he wants to speak. I see the green circle.
I can't hear him.
Me neither. I see his little hand moving. He's there. He's alive!
His little hand. His little hand.
Alright, well, I'm going to tell a little story that hopefully he can hear, if not speak to, while he troubleshoots his audio. But if he can't, I'll tell it twice. So Sterling got off the boat from the last mission, flush with cash and feeling pretty good.
There I am.
There we go. Now we can hear you. How you doing, man?
Good. I had an extra mute button.
Those are fun.
Those are always fun. I do that in teams all the time.
Go for it. Tell me my story.
So you got off the boat last time. You flush with cash. You're on your home world. You go back to your hometown. Decide to celebrate. Find yourself a nice lady to hook up with. Everything seems like it's okay. And then your next memory, you're trying to wake up. You're trying to wake up because you're hurt real bad, and you look down and you're in a hotel bed sheets and there's blood everywhere, and you've got a knife in your stomach, and this is new.
Oh, no.
This is not good. And you roll out of the bed, and there's that lady friend you were hooking up with, and she's got a gun. No, it's not a gun. She's got your gun, and it's pointed at you. This shit's going real bad, man. You don't know how you got here. Maybe she make you your drink. You don't know what's going on. She's saying something to you, but you're so fucked up you can't tell. You try to stumble out of the bed towards her. She points a gun at your head. You hear a gunshot, and you think it's all over when she slumps to the ground. And right before you pass out, you roll on the floor and look in the doorway of the open doorway of the hotel room, and the last things you say before you pass out are, "Is that Mark Howard?" And then you pass out. So you spend the gap that you were not here for an episode, you spend that in the hospital recovering from your bad party theatrics. Also, you may owe Mark Howard a small debt at this point.
Yeah, he knows where I am if he wants it.
I have one for Maul too, but we will wait until he arrives, assuming there's time. If not, I'll fill him in afterwards. You take no actual damage, so don't worry about marking anything on your sheet. That's all for flavor, just to cover what happened in the gap, because, your friends went on a mission without you, so you're going to have to role play that conversation. So that's why I provide you that. And I don't always tell you that, but I know you're new, so. I will also sometimes come back and say, "Hey, Silverback, what did you do while you were out?" And you may have to make something up on the fly for that.
Sounds good.
So, we find our intrepid heroes back at the Star Town. on Zion Tray. And this Star Town on Zion Tray actually has a build state now, although it is obviously still very much a work in progress. There is supposed to be another building right here, but I was having a hard time getting the model to load. And you know how Tabletop Simulator is, I decided to delete it rather than put it in the bag with the rest of the map, because sometimes when one model in a bag has a problem and you try to load the whole bag, it just deletes the whole bag.
Yeah.
So I decided it was better not to have the model for the Traveler's Aid Society, but there is supposed to be a building here. Here, I'll pull a mat and I will draw a box. There's a building here. It's a skyrise.
So cool.
Yes, called the Traveler's Aid Society.
That's beautiful, man.
It's a work in progress. I will make it better as we go along. I not only was, as you know, was I not feeling well, but I worked at my father's place today. So like I had 3 hours to prep.
Plus wine.
No, I don't. I'm not feeling well. I didn't do any of that. Red Bull though. Red Bull makes me talk fast. So anyway, you guys find yourself here. You're back in your hometown. Everyone's regrouping. There's a new mission board, post-it note, kind of stuck to the board, and it's the new mission appears to be from the people you saved last time. They have left several voicemails for you guys over the past week. You've had about a week to be back, so feel free to tell me what you guys want to have gotten taken care of as far as shopping or, you know, medical stuff or anything else you need done.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need a refill on my grenades. I shot those. I spent a week talking to myself, and if while we're going shopping, Ghost, oh man, what is his character's name?
John Shear.
Yeah, so John and I, he'd probably pull me aside afterward and say, hey, so we got something to talk about, right? And I would bashfully say, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, no, we no, what are you talking about? But eventually he'd wear me down, and I just explicitly to him say, so it's still kind of new. Like, I've only been playing around with it for like 4 years, but I can sense people. Like, I can reach out with my thoughts to things and people. I don't let people know. We went through an ordeal, so like we're bonded, and I hope that you don't turn me in.
So when you say you can, like, you feel people, is that how you kind of like you? I thought you were guessing on like what was behind, you know, door number 3 or whatever, but this has happened a lot, and your guesses have actually been really on point. So, are you is that what's going on here? You got psych ability?
The people in the crystal room, like, they all had powers. They've been trained a lot more than I have, but they didn't hurt me as much as they hurt you because I like shielded my brain against it. I'm still seeing what I can and can't do, but I know if you're in a building without knowing if you're in a building.
Okay. I think I don't know, man. That's you get like headaches or anything out of that, or?
Yeah, they're absolutely terrible. Also, the big alien, the big thing that we fought, that I said take that one out, please. That one was screaming in my head, and I can't prove any of this, but I'm pretty sure the Chitin are linked, maybe psionically.
Kind of like a hive mind.
Maybe they're just always in communication. Like, we took out the big one, and then the little ones freaked out. I don't know if they weren't getting orders anymore. I I don't know. But also, like, I'm going to nod at you and tell you who the big one is, and we need to take the big ones out.
Okay. Like, I kind of get that. I've fought these things for a little while now, but we always try to take the big one out. I guess it was kind of, yeah. Okay. So it screamed in your head.
Yeah. I don't understand them. I don't know if I could scream back. I don't know, but
that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you woke me up, right? You held my head in your lap and brought me back from consciousness.
Yeah, don't read too much into it. I mean, you're a good friend and everything, but
you saved my life. Like, what else? I didn't want you to kiss me.
Well, I mean, that could happen next time. Just give me a heads up now about it. I mean, if we're going to be completely honest with each other, I think that you should know that, I mean, you're part of the team. If you need CPR, that's probably it's going to happen eventually. Just be prepared for it. I'm not kissing you, just saving your life. It could be awkward. I'm glad I'm explaining it now, because if it ever happens, I want you to know.
Thanks for getting it out of the way. So awkwardness is past.
Right.
Yeah. Are you the boss now?
No. The lieutenant colonel's still here. He was busy last time, but I think we need to kind of have a debriefing and talk to him about this the Prime Paladin and the spokeswoman, because I feel like they're a good source of money, and us being mercenaries is probably a good thing to have them as clientele. So let's go meet up with him and kind of talk to him about what happened last time, and just lay it all out.
So, welcome in, Craven.
Hey.
So, during the last session where you were absent, we just went ahead and retconned that your injuries were way worse than they thought they were. So, as an effect of that, they had to remove some of your implants that you're not using for your power armor. And because it's major surgery, like, you had to recover, like you were stuck in the hospital. Today is the first day. It's almost a week later. Actually, it's 3 weeks later for you. For them, it's a week after they got back. Today's the first day they're letting you out of the hospital, and you've been a very grumpy patient. Well, you can retcon it however you want, but I imagine you've been a grumpy patient because you've been mobile for about a week, but they wouldn't let you leave.
Yeah.
So, you've basically called the raid guys to come get you from the hospital.
I give orders. I don't generally take them.
So that would be the call that they would get to come get him out of the hospital.
Great. Yeah, he does sound grumpy. We're gonna go pick him up, I guess, and I guess take him out to lunch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can get unhangry.
Oh, while you were at the hospital, you ran into Sterling, who has a stab wound in his stomach, and it's his decision whether or not he tells anyone what happened, but he'll be there to get picked up too.
Oh, 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, good story.
All right, boss. You look a little lighter, and Sterling, you have a big old bandage wrapped around your tummy. You okay there, buddy?
Yeah, I love that. That's just another scar. Whatever doesn't kill you just makes you stronger.
It's not self-inflicted, is it?
No, not this time.
Okay. Well, that's good. You guys want to go? Well, let's go somewhere quiet so that we can talk. Let's see here. Where are we set up now?
Back in the TAS hotel.
Yep, you guys have a room in the TAS. They're giving you a basic. It's totally a screenshot from Red Dead. All right, but it's a hostel room. That's the basic accommodations that you guys have there. That's the room you have. and that's provided for you as part of your membership, pretty much as long as you want it. You can only have one at a time, but you know, that's yours.
Okay. That's that's what a task membership gets you, is a room like this.
Oh,
Okay.
it gets you quite a bit more than that, but you have a basic membership, and you know it's really just your membership. Your friends aren't technically included in it, but you're bringing them along as your plus ones. So,
Right.
you see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, Lieutenant Colonel, last time we kind of worked for some new clients. Actually, we'd saved them, and hopefully they become new clients. But pretty powerful political figures in this area. It's this Prime Paladin, and his wife is a spokeswoman, and they were trapped on this planetoid, kind of like grounded there, so we had to go and find them. We found them, and in the attempt to rescue them, ran into a bunch of chitin and made some discoveries about them too. Mainly that the little ones, they go rabid when their leader is killed, and then whoever killed the leader is targeted completely. And then they've got these new things that I haven't seen before. That have like these acid mandibles, little fucker things. I don't know. They were crazy looking.
They're little and fast. They don't have as much armor as the bigger ones. And then we saw a super big one that looked kind of like a floating brain, except it also still had feet.
Yeah.
But they die.
They do die with the proper application of lead.
Excellent.
And fire.
And fire. Fire is good. Fire is a really good one.
Sounds pretty standard. That's all we need to know.
But yeah, now that you're out of hospital, if you want to, we've made this contact. You said there was like a sticky note on the door.
Yeah. So, it's a hypothetical sticky note. You would have received a message from Old Man Stockton, who's like your business manager that you guys allied with in the first episode, and he would have sent you the details that are on this note card next to your reputation. For the new mission called Royal Deception. It wouldn't have a ton of details on it, other than the mission is for the Prime Paladin, and if you want more details, you can either swing by the office or contact him. And it has, you know, you already have his contact details, so it would just say to do those things.
Right. Well, that's my vote. I mean, I'd love to work for those guys again. They were pretty stand-up citizens, paid on time, the whole nine. So
Sounds like a good gig. We should push them for more work.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we've got to prove ourselves too. So maybe we can do that with this mission coming up. All right. Well, I'll get my communicator out and dial up the Prime Paladin.
All right. So it rings for a moment. You can hear yourself being forwarded through a couple of AI assistants. They make telltale sounds on the comm line because what it's doing is scanning to see who you are, whether or not you're actually allowed to call him. And
Spam blockers on them.
yeah, except for except for it's Cortana. So, and then eventually you hear a click and you hear Prime Paladin Peter Cera go, how are you doing there, Colonel Shear, Captain Shear? I can't remember what your rank was.
I'm a colonel.
Colonel Shear, how are you doing? I did you get my message? I have another contract if you're interested.
I am doing well, sir. We did get your message, and turns out that today is a good day to start contracts like this.
Excellent. Due to the nature of it, I'll need to meet you to discuss the details in person. I also dropped off a data card with your business liaison, whichever you would prefer. Actually, I'd prefer to brief you in person, but if you are in a hurry, the details are on a data card.
Oh, we can come to you. Where would you like to meet up?
Sorry, I had to cough. So I have a skiff that's a few blocks away from your current position. I'll send a car. And
Sounds great.
he sends you a text message and it beeps and a little GPS thing comes up on your phone and another little dot comes up to the bottom of the task and you realize that car got there real fast.
Yeah, man. Super Uber. Well, guys, I hope that you have all of the ammo and everything that you need because our ride's here.
Sounds good. Do you want to tell them about the giant crystal thing? I guess we can brief them on the way.
You can absolutely take time while you're walking. Also, if Craven needs any ammunition or such, he could totally have ordered that while he was sitting in bed on a tablet, being super bored and yelling at nurses.
Okay, that's good to know.
Just, I don't want to give anyone the impression they don't have time to do any shopping they need to do. You definitely have time to refit if you need to.
Yeah, I need some ammo. So what do you...
I think I only shot one time, so. And yeah, I shot my revolver one time, maybe.
That is likely to change. I don't know. You got a big ass hammer. It might change.
My other guy has a big ass sword, so.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell him about this crystal?
That's the stuff we learned about the Triton. Like, they were on the planet not looking for people, but looking for either the people that were guarding this crystal or this crystal itself.
Oh yeah, and the crystal is like tuned to mind frequencies, right? I don't know really how it works, but it sounded like it.
Yeah. There's a big there's a journal about a scion who touched it, who was then like transformed very quickly, and there was a whole cult of scions that protected the crystal, and they were rabid and throwing themselves at the Chiton that were trying to get into the building. Again, I don't know if they're going after the boss or the crystal, but we got the crystal, we put it on, we flew away, and they didn't follow the crystal explicitly, so I don't know. We're trying to figure out what that is. I'm certain that the thing that we're trying to smuggle is probably going to be the crystal, but we got to go talk to the paladin to figure it out. Also, he's not just famous locally, he's like a galactic superstar.
Oh yeah, good pointing that out.
He's more like the royal family than a superstar.
But known far and wide.
Yeah. I just wanted to make the distinction clear as that he has a lot of governmental power as well, which is going to inform part of this next conversation.
All right. What kind of Uber do we have?
It's a very, very nice SUV. Also appears to be bulletproof. Does have wheels though. It's very nicely built, but it's relatively low tech.
But it's a diplomat car.
It doesn't have a driver. It seems to drive itself. That's the only updated piece of it.
Neat.
Okay. So is everyone no more questions? Everyone's ready to go to this skiff meeting?
I'm ready.
I think so.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you roll down through the Star Town to one of the more corporate areas. You would expect this guy to be in a governmental area, and he's not, which is interesting. And the car rolls into a armored garage that was apparently waiting for it. And then an elevator takes the whole vehicle up many, many stories, 30 or 40 some stories into this building. And then the elevator opens, and the car opens, and the car itself actually just lets you out into this very interesting looking security space. It's no windows, armored walls, guards with black sunglasses, very, very Men in Black. And they escort you to a door. And once you pass through the door, you see the Prime Paladin. standing there over a holographic toad table that is it looks like a fish tank, but it's got really advanced holograms. There's no like walls of the fish tank. It's just got really advanced holograms that you can like put in your hand and hold things. And right now it's projecting a incredibly accurate depiction of the Psi Ember, and it has a label above it that calls it the Psi Ember. Let me put the Psi Ember out on the table so everybody can get a look at it. And it's still doing the thing where like the surface of it looks like liquid, like it's moving constantly. And it seems to be suspended in that special cage that it's in. And he walks right up to Sheer, and he's like Colonel, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy that the rest of your team could make it. We're in a very interesting situation with this contract.
Prime Paladin, I'd like you to meet Colonel. Crap.
Colonel Crap?
My notes.
Small Hammer.
Small Hammer. Colonel Hammer.
Yeah, that one's so hard to remember.
Yeah, I can't. I'm a little disappointed right now.
Sorry. We've only been working with each other for 16 years. I should remember his name.
A lifetime.
Yeah, it's almost a lifetime.
So,
sorry, Prime Paladin, I'd like you to meet Colonel Hammer. This is the leader of Raid, and he's going to be leading us from... Well, I mean, he was leading us before, but anyway, he's going to be taking lead on this one.
the Prime Paladin isn't going to miss a beat. He's a diplomat. He's dealt with situations like this before, and he very gracefully starts to shake Colonel Hammer's hand, and I'm just going to roll to see if he knows who you are. What's your social?
12.
Oh, he's going to know who you are. He, in fact, knows who you are. In fact, with a score like that, you may have encountered him before. So let me give you a little background on the Prime Paladin. He's the crown prince of one of the houses that runs the core worlds. He's a very big deal. But the public loves him a lot more than the rest because he doesn't really care about that. He goes out and tries to help people whenever he can. He's taken a direct interest in pushing back the Chitin and making, and defeating them and saving as many civilians in the process as possible. A couple of operations you've seen him perform, he doesn't seem to be like faking it for celebrity or anything. He genuinely is trying to help people. Does have a bit of a complex where he doesn't think he can die. It would be the only fault you'd probably give him. So that's what you know about him. Oh, and he's filthy, filthy, filthy rich. So
His wife's hot.
Yes, she's not around right now, though.
All right, I'll tell him it's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
The same. I heard you retired. It's good to see that you've stayed in the fight against the Chitin. There's so many who, after they get a taste of this, don't want to be a part of it anymore. And I can understand that, but if we don't stop them here, they'll never be stopped. And to that end, he waves a hand towards this Psi Ember. He's like, I don't actually know what this is, other than there are many texts and references to it from people who have studied it that call it a Psi Ember. And I know it has something to do with psionics, which I've concluded must mean that it's some sort of... It has some sort of relation to the Chitin, because I'm relatively certain that they are psionic in nature. But everyone who's tried to examine it and made contact with it, well, and he flips a button, and you see very graphic images of people, like, clawing their own eyes out and shit. And he's like, so,
Ooh, don't touch it.
He's like, yeah, don't make any skin contact with it. He's like, and if you have any sensitivities to psionics, I wouldn't suggest spending too much time around it.
I don't think any of our guys have sensitivities to psionics.
I'm going to very quietly look over, but not say anything.
He's like, that's good. I have no problems with psionics. I know a lot of people are afraid of them. But, they're just...
I almost want to say mutant freaks. I'm not going to say that, but it would be funny.
So he's like, so I pitched the plan because I believe this thing's like a beacon to the Chiton, which while I wanted to study it and thought it was worth a risk, the longer it's here on Zion Trey is a unacceptable risk that it'll bring some sort of response down on this world.
Agreed.
But we should also use this. So to that end, I have a plan. I'd like to preface this by handing each of you this non-disclosure agreement. Even if you decline this mission, I will pay you a nominal fee so that we are under contract from this point forward that you will never discuss what happens in this skiff outside of this skiff, regardless of mission outcome.
Wait, we can't even discuss it amongst ourselves?
Not outside of the skiff. When you're on the mission, you can discuss the mission potentials, but not my involvement or how you came about any of this information.
Ooh, Black Ops. Okay. Understood. I'm gonna sign this shit.
Silence is consent. I'm assuming anyone who doesn't object is signing it.
Yeah, we're gonna sign.
We'll sign.
Okay. So after you all are signed, he's going to be like, I've already pitched this plan to the Alliance Navy and the Marine General in command here. And both of them have basically told me where I could stick this crystal. They have no interest in wasting, as they put it, any troops on a Venus flytrap scheme to bring any of the Chiton down. I disagree, so I'm going to hire a force to do it myself. Just know that in doing so, we're going to have to disobey some directives. But we're civilians, technically, and we can do that. You guys know from your military procedures that what he's saying might technically be true, but this is a really thin line to walk.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's like, what I need you to do is to pick up the Psi Ember, which we have encased in an extra layer of protection. It looks like a standard cargo pallet. I have designated basically a perfect spot for it to be out far enough that the Chiton will be able to see it and defend it enough that any response they send would get caught between all of the available fleets, and any ground forces, as long as you're there to handle it, would take care of it. We don't know for a fact that this is going to happen. I don't know how to activate this thing. I don't know if it needs to be activated. I don't know anything about it because, and he points back to the pictures of people gouging their own eyes out. He's like, we couldn't study it. So it's possible you'll deliver this thing to where I want it to go, and nothing will happen. It's also possible that all hell will break loose. I am also contracting with the Onslaught Mercenary Unit. I would like you to keep that information to yourselves as well. They're handling the cap. I know you guys don't have a starship of any direct combat worthiness. So they'll be handling any space forces that come in on this, and they're officially under contract to perform a patrol in my name. They'll just happen to come across any forces. So you at least won't have to fight in the skies. Shouldn't have to fight in the skies. With that said, if they have anything in low orbit, or if you encounter anything while inserting the crystal, you may have to deal with that. But you don't have to destroy anything, just get on the ground. He rolls up a few new things, and one of the things that he brings up is a plan of a battle plan of a forward operating base. This is forward operating base Alpha 2. It has defensive cannons, it has a good position, it has a full squadron of fighters overhead, and it has a squad of the Norse power armor units, of which I know you are familiar with. Maul, those are the units that you are a part of. And they are... The specific models that they are the walking artillery versions, basically, are the ones that they're referring to. These things are as big as an APC. The human sits in what is essentially the chest area, where your little feet go down to the knees and your little hands go down to the elbows, and your head is not actually in the helmet. But you are plugged in like a cocoon in the Matrix, except without all the goo. Yeah,
Nice.
it's basically mecha. It's not full blown mechs, but it's very, very robust, and it's been a while since you've even seen one. It's also likely because of your years in there and your rank and the tight knit number of them. It's possible you'll even know some of the people that you may encounter there. But that also helps you understand the amount of firepower this forward operating base must have to have a full squad of them available.
Gotcha.
All right. So,
They're a mercenary group, though, right?
oh, they are. All of these people they've just listed are actual military. He wants you to smuggle this onto a military forward operating base.
Okay.
So is the plan is to smuggle it there so that the bugs go straight for that, and the military there is so strong they can decimate them?
Yes.
Are you trying to decimate this mill? Okay.
No, this is a plan. So basically, the whole thing he's just listed out is he's put all these pieces in place so that it's like a Vetus flytrap. If the Chitin make a beeline straight for this thing, which is what he thinks they're going to do, then they'll be caught on all sides by all of these forces, including the mercenary units, which are you and the other guys that he's hired to overwhelm any force they'd send. He sees this as a way of delivering a crushing blow. And his final bit of instruction, before I forget, when we get to the end, he's like, whether this actually works and draws them in or not, I want this thing destroyed at the end. I don't think that this is something that we can use at this point. I wished it was, but it is dangerous, and I definitely don't want them to get it.
Okay.
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 Do you know how to blow it up?
I haven't tried, but I'm imagining C4 would do the trick.
Is that what's lining the cargo case?
The cage that it's in is the one that you guys pulled it from the planet on. It allows people to handle it. It's not currently in a cargo container. He left you guys doing the he left you guys the opportunity to figure out how to get rid of it.
Yeah.
The peanut gallery has suggested that the sun is a good place to store things you don't want to see again, and I have to say that's a comment you might hear from some of the technicians in the room.
Yeah, I personally like that one, but I think in this case we can retrofit it with a few fail safes. I would, but personally, I think a nuclear fail safe would be a good option, but I don't know how well that would work on in a military base.
Well,
We are not trying to destroy.
yeah, that whole blast part about not destroying it, that's gonna be... A nuke is gonna do what a nuke does.
Well, yeah, but it would also destroy the military compound if we bring it to that fortress.
Yeah, that's my point. It's more of a camp than a fortress, but yeah.
All right.
We need to buy some regular old C4.
Could we buy like a small missile and just point that missile towards the sun?
Yeah, but they're spacefaring. They could just intercept. Take it.
Could we put it on a small missile that once it gets into atmosphere then has a nuclear warhead?
It's a lot.
Yeah, I think we could just blow it up with some C4. Like, keep it simple, right?
Yeah, I personally always follow the KISS rule.
That's what, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, but the training kicking in, son.
Yeah, it's not awkward.
Nope.
Okay, if you think C4 is going to do it, yeah.
I think, you and I need to talk. I think you and I, you need to stay away from this thing. Are you, like, drawn to it? What's the deal there?
I mean, it's a gorgeous looking crystal. I mean, it looks like it's like melting. Like you don't get that nostalgia from a lollipop or a like a melting popsicle.
It kind of like when I look at it, it's like staring into a fire. You know, constantly moving and shifting around. It's just really cool to look at. But no, I don't get the draw that I think you get. It is cool looking.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to touch it. Is it going to feel wet? Is it going to feel hot? Like I'm just so excited. Yeah.
According to those videos, it's gonna feel like the last fucking thing you do. So I wouldn't do that.
Do you remember those scions that we came back and then just immediately gave to the local government?
No.
We knocked out 2 cult members.
Oh, yes.
And we immediately came here and gave them to the government.
Yeah.
Could we get one of them? If there is, so right now it's been a week. They've been studying it. They've had people touch it, and they then clawed their own eyes out. The Triton haven't attacked. Like we're far away from them. I'm trying to find some kind of trigger mechanism. And if we have a scion who touches it, that might trigger.
So you want to do more studying than like the Prime Paladin put into it?
No. We're gonna go put it in the place that he told us to put it. But if it doesn't like trigger, and if we just kind of sneak a giant crystal into a military base and then blow up said crystal in the military base, I want to have the ability to try to trigger it so that we can like enact the fly trap.
Okay. I see what you mean. I don't want to trigger it. I want it to die. I want it to blow up. It sounds like you want to trigger it, which is kind of scaring me. You sure you're okay?
We're trying to strike a huge blow to the Triton. And if we can get them to attack a planet that's heavily defended, like that's a good thing. I don't want to touch it because I saw those people claw their own eyes out. But if we have a zealot who's willing to touch it, then that might be better.
I see what you mean. I don't want to take some crazy ass zealot with us on a subterfuge mission. By the way, I have an idea about how to sneak it into the base. Maybe we need to disguise it as mech parts, or maybe even a mech, and get it in there that way because we've got the clout of some mech mercenary peoples. What do you guys think? All right, good talk.
Yeah. No. You guys, I assume worked on them and Hammer drove them. I mean, was that not part of the plan, or is it on us to come up with a plan?
Yeah, I think it's on us to come up with a plan. So I was just suggesting stuff.
I think that's a good plan, John. I was thinking something along those lines. Alternatively, we could offer to check the place out. I think we used to work there a bit. Maybe bring some party favors for the mechs. The pilots. Do a little
schmoozing.
You see if anybody is looking to retire.
Oh, recruiting. Go in there with recruiting on our minds and freely discuss things with people.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out how to get it on base without people freaking out because they don't need to know what it is.
I mean, you just load that crate into another crate filled with whatever the kids like these days, and give out free stuff for job interviews.
Have you ever had a job interview where they give you shit during the interview?
In an active military war zone?
It depends on if you're recruiting people who are actively helping fight the war zone, and they're happy in their current position. And I wasn't really thinking like gifts. I was thinking more like alcohol, cigars.
Gotcha. Contraband. Okay. We should get some of that. That's a good idea.
So they're going to let 2 ex-lieutenant colonels go into a war zone with a ship full of booze and a crate that they're not allowed to look in. And it's just, I'm in. Sounds like a solid plan.
Generally speaking, you just have to know who to talk to get something like that on board. And even in the military, they know that their soldiers aren't going to work forever. Everybody eventually has to get out. In a situation like this, where your soldiers are leaving to go join another group that's still going to maintain the fight, but maybe at a better pace, a lot of the higher ups are happy to. They're not exactly losing. You know what I'm saying? Also, they're going to let us interview some because they want to get rid of them.
Well, why don't we... were you stationed there? Or you think you know some people there? I think you said something about that earlier.
There's only so many of those pilots, though. It's a lock that I know a few of them.
Right. Well, you want to call down and let them know that we're headed that way. Just gonna give them a heads up that we're coming, and like if you know somebody down there, maybe they are in charge of what is it, S5 shipping and receiving? I don't know what they are, but if you call down there, give them a heads up that we're coming. Maybe they won't check all of our stuff because they already know that we're bringing contraband. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll call the find out who's in charge and who I know down there that I can talk to.
How much time do you want to spend doing that?
How much time do we have for this? What's the timetable on the attack?
So he hasn't given you a specific day, but he has contracted out all the other mercenary units over the course of the next month. Now remember, you can't jump because it's inside the same solar system, so you got to slow boat it out there. So you're talking about a week's worth of transit each direction. To make that matter a little bit more complicated, communications is going to be slowed too, going back and forth to these places. So like you can send an email, but it's not like ringing them up on the phone.
Okay.
So while he's reaching out, we should get some booze and start packing. Do we have a ship that can make it there?
That is another caveat. You guys would have found out during your week off that the Scout Services did recruit Captain Deacon and his ship to go do a mission for them. It's a simple courier mission, so he was like, "I'll be back in a couple of weeks. Don't do anything crazy without me, guys." And jumped off with his ship. However, you do know people with ships. You can easily rent one from a reputable vendor if you just need a regular shuttle, or if you want something a little bit more military. You have your friends over in the Grifton Cavalry. You know the new leader, Booker, because you guys were pretty good friends with him, and he has a few spare ships hanging around that he's let you borrow in the past.
Yeah, I guess can he crew them too? We just need transport, I guess. I can't fly.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go talk to him about that, you absolutely can. Like I said, you can also commercial. Like you could fly a commercial freightliner if you really wanted to. It just makes setting down the military base really hard.
Yeah. We need something that we can carry all this booze with too, which I guess isn't illegal. So yeah, we'll be okay.
Yeah, it's only contraband to the active duty soldiers.
Right. Okay, so what I think, I'm gonna go buy some booze and cigars and stuff like that and get it ready.
Uh-huh.
Somebody wants to grab a ship, and then somebody else want to contact the military base before we get there and let them know that we're coming.
Yeah.
What else do we need?
How much of your time? Well, this leads back to our original question of how much of that time that you have do you want to spend doing the contacting thing? That was my original question.
I want to get the contact info so I know who's in charge there. See if I know them, and if I don't, if I know whoever's what the next guy, who I know that has the highest rank there. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So for the transit time and pulling the strings the way you are, I'm going to say it's going to be an average check if you take a week. It's going to be an easy check if you take 2 weeks.
What skill is that?
It's your social skill. So you can add persuade, or you can add admin if you have it. Or you can just use your social. And it's an 8 to pass on a standard.
Let's see. No admin and no persuade. Okay, so I'll give it a week. Give it a whirl. I mean, worst case, they may still know me when I get there. That's just 2 die 6, right?
Yep, 2d6 plus your modifier.
Oh, man, maybe preface the email with hey, we're looking at buying a mech if they have anything like junk. Maybe 5 parts.
Yeah, I will say we're looking for artillery, old stuff, and possibly in a if you got some soldiers that are getting ready to leave or that you need to move on, we're looking for some fodder.
Just so, because you and so John and Maul would know this implicitly. The Norse power armor, the one that you used to use, the power armor itself, the system is highly advanced and classified and super illegal to own any part of as a civilian. So we're going to say that you're asking about normal sets of power armor, because you guys would already know this. This is something you worked on. Yeah. Like, there's stuff in your head that if you talked about even after being discharged, a guy with a black suit would show up and shoot you in the face. It's their most valuable weapon that they have, not just against the Chiton, but against any other competitor. And they protect it like super fanatically. And you guys would kind of also be indoctrinated to that protection. Like you would feel the compulsion to still protect that secret, even though you're out of the military.
Right. I didn't know that though. Okay. Yes. Then the artillery and weapons, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also not that they don't just use that power armor. They use other sets too. So you could still get power armor parts.
All right.
All right. So did you pass your check?
That's gonna take a week.
Yeah, it's well, we're gonna do all these things in situ, but I wanted to get whether or not he got that info out first. He rolled his check. I don't know if he passed.
I rolled a 9.
A 9? Oh, you passed. You passed pretty well. Okay, so the logistics guy is a former power armor guy. And when you first call him, you think he's actually in some armor, but he actually got injured like you did, but instead of getting drummed all the way out, he got transferred to logistics. So he is someone you know, and he runs the supply operation for the whole base. You know what kind of scotch he likes. I mean, it's a good setup.
Nice.
Okay. The only thing that I think you guys haven't quite covered is which ship and how you want to get it.
Yeah, I'm headed to the brothers, the first company. They took us out on a ship, and we talked to that guy. That's the kind of ship that I want with the little drop pods.
Hooker.
Booker.
Okay. Drop pods? I thought you used a deployment shuttle, I thought.
No, that was the very first one that had drop pods. Yes, this one had a deployment shuttle.
Oh. Yeah, so in the very first one, the things you're talking about is drop pods. That's actually called a modular cutter, and it's actually a shuttle that can contain an APC and soldiers. And it felt like a drop pod because they dropped you out of it in the middle of combat. It was a pretty cool scene. I kind of wish we'd recorded it.
Yeah, we don't need the big one. We need the one that got us there relatively quickly. It had some guns on it, and it's got a little shuttle afterwards.
Okay. So he's like, I have access to some, of course it's going to take that moment to freeze. Why would it not? I have I have some access to some, LCS 0024As. Basically have some access to some deployment shuttles that are small and they can get what you want done and they're pretty tough for what they are. They don't require a lot of crew. But if you get into a fight, they don't have a whole lot to throw out. He's like, I also have access to regular shuttles, which you could just rent somewhere. They draw a lot less attention than military craft because, the deployment shuttles are military craft. And there's one other ship I've been meaning to talk to you about. And Booker leans in and he's like, and you can tell because you're psionic that he's been trying to hold this card back. He wants to get something out of it. And he's like, I have a safari ship that I've come into that our unit doesn't really have a lot of use for, but would be kind of perfect for a small squad, 1 APC mercenary unit. I'm not looking to rent it out. I'm kind of looking to sell it though.
What's your price tag? Oh, I'm not there.
Yeah. Are we going to get a good deal? Like we're working for you. You're going to this is a solid investment. I don't know. Could we give it a test run? I as a belter would love to have a ship.
Okay.
I can't hold that back from you. You're going to see through me. I'm excited right now.
It's like, well, the retail price is 61 million.
Yep.
Whoa.
So
we got to talk to a couple investors to see if we can put it down. It's in good shape. Can I see it? Can we go look it over?
Sure. So he goes ahead and walks you out to his landing pad area. Now realize that as an air cavalry unit, they have a ton of ships. Like there's military cruisers out here. There's cargo ships. There's some real hardware on this tarmac. And off in the corner, there's this safari ship. And it's not in terrible shape. It's not rusted out or anything. It's not brand new. It's had a very interesting paint job and with its white and yellow. But it looks in very serviceable condition. It's also very civilian looking compared to all the military gear on this tarmac.
Does it have weapons?
It does.
Comes with an R2 unit.
It does appear to have a turret. That's what he's referring to as the R2 unit.
Yeah. Let me make a call.
Okay.
I'm gonna call John. Say, boss.
Hey, what's up?
So I was looking to rent a ship, but the guy that we subcontract for, he's looking to sell a ship. It's like 61 million credits. I mean, that's not that. We also hadn't really talked prices, but it's a ship. Like we could have a ship. We wouldn't need to stay in the TAS hotel.
Oh well, I got to tell you that would be pretty sweet. What's his asking price though? Because 61 million is way too much.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure there's a thing that everybody's like. If you guys want to all come down and we can look it over, give it a good onesie-twosie.
Sure.
So,
yeah, I'll head down there.
Metagame want to throw a few points in here. Item number 1 is it's not like you guys are going to have to actually worry about the financing of the ship. Item number 2, it's very standard when buying a ship to take out a mortgage. Item number 3, 61 million is actually a really reasonable price for that ship.
Okay.
So just throwing all those points out there so that when you walk into the next end of this, we have a informed conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll head down and look at the safari ship
So he
without.
without the belter who's super happy about it.
No. He'll come with me, and I'll take the colonel, Colonel General Hammer. But I was gonna say without any knowledge of actual mechanics or ships or anything like that. I don't know how much I'm gonna know.
Yeah, I'm already down here. Like, by the time you guys get there, I'm in the cockpit. I'm like wiggling on all the steering wheels.
So
zoom sounds.
So when you come into this thing, one of the first things that you notice, one of the only obvious damage points, the areas that are the normal containment bays for trophies or live kills and stuff, has been removed in favor of regular cargo. The rest of it is pretty standard. The trophy lounge is kind of like a college student's wet bar, and the boat hasn't been cleaned in quite some time. Those are pretty much all your down points. Other than that, you guys aren't mechanics, but as far as you can tell, this thing is solid. If you'd like to roll any specific mechanics checks on it, go ahead and let me know.
I would love to roll a mechanics check.
Can I check the computers out?
Sure.
Okay, I can roll a computers check. What do you think, Colonel? I think that's vomit that you're standing in.
Good looking ship. Why would there be vomit there?
Looks like it's been a party barge for a little while.
I rolled an 11 on my mechanics check.
Okay.
I rolled a 12 on my computers check.
So, both of you will discover one important factor, which is this ship hasn't been into dock for maintenance for 3 years. It's running mechanically. It's responding in all the greens across the board, but it's like not having your oil changed for 3 years.
Uh-oh. So what's the deal here, Booker? Where'd you get this ship?
So the last contract that I went out on, we saved this family from the, well, it wasn't the Chiton. They had actually kind of pissed off you ever heard of the Cerberus Triad? They're pretty big on this planet. They've been wiping out all the old crime families. Anyway, their eldest son had been using this place as like his personal party barge, and when the family all got together in evac, they all went on the same ship, and then all their accounts were frozen. He uses air quotes when he says frozen, and the police totally didn't, he uses air quotes again, have anything to do with freezing all their assets. Anyway, they had nothing to give me except for the ship, which was frankly quite overpayment for the services I provided, but I wasn't going to complain. The problem is that now it's a giant money pit, because I can't deploy this. This isn't something that I can stick in a, attack helicopter in the back of and then deploy on a planet. But it does hold an APC, and you guys are an infantry unit.
Yeah, it's kind of perfect for us. What do you got into it?
Other than transporting it, storage, and we were going to run it through basic maintenance, just to have the mechanics have a look at it. Not too much. If I can recoup the basic value from it, the MSRP, as you were, and I'll even knock a little off for you guys, then it's yours.
How long would it take for you guys to do the maintenance on it?
We were going to do it ourselves. We were going to fly it up to the starport and just turn it over to them and pay the bill. I have mechanics that could work on it, but he turns and he waves a hand at the yard, which has all these machines, and like he's rebuilding a mercenary unit. So he's like, I've got more than I can deal with right now, and mechanics are costing me more than soldiers right now.
Yeah, mechanics are expensive, man. Okay, so I think that this is going to be perfect for us. Colonel, what do you think? You in? It could use a paint job.
Could use a paint job. What's the asking price?
61 mil. We can get a mortgage.
We'll say that you talked him down about 10% because you guys are all buddy.
Okay. And we can also get the Prime Paladin maybe to front us some money, but I think we could mortgage out a lot of it too. So
Yeah, let's see what kind of rates we can get, and let's start the paperwork, I guess.
Okay.
Look chip.
So, assuming everyone agrees that they want it, I'm going to assume you guys call your financial guy who's running the business part of the thing.
yes.
Okay. Did you want to lean on the Prime Paladin too?
I think yeah, let's lean on him a little bit and see what he can do.
Okay, give me a quick. Yeah, I mean, give me a. Either one of you can give me a +2. It's going to be a social check. You can use any of your, diplomat or, persuasion style stuff, like persuade.
Not broker.
You could use broker. Broker's a great skill for when you're buying and selling things. Really, you're trying to pull a personal favor, but I'll totally allow it because we should have done a haggle check. But the way this is going to work mechanically is as long as you guys are completing missions, the mortgage of the ship is going to be invisible because you guys didn't want to manage the company. So it'll only come into play if there's a story reason or if you guys start failing to complete contracts. Because then there wouldn't be money to pay for the ship.
I have a +2 on my social. What do you guys have?
Yeah, you should do the social check.
Well, he's got broker, which is also something we can use. What's your broker check?
I think it should be you. You're the face. Give him a call.
All right, so we got a +2 on whatever we already have.
I'll let you guys combine it if you want to. If he wants to do a broker check and you want to take the effects of his check and vice versa, you can combine it together and make it a chain check.
I think that's a good way to do it. We're a team.
However many points you get in effect if you pass this thing is 10% each of how much I'm going to knock off the price, but all of that's going to happen behind the scene. You could potentially get this thing paid for.
All right, I rolled a 10. I have a +2, and you said a +2 with him. So
Yep.
That is a 14.
That's a 14. You needed an 8 to pass.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, and you had 10% off already. So basically, you're getting this thing for pennies on the dollar because the Prime Paladin's like, look, I tell you what, you guys successfully complete this mission, go do this thing for me, take care of it. You can consider the ship part of your payment. It's chump change to me. And he gives you this money. And because he got the price down so much doing that, your financier is like, I'll cover the rest of it out of my part of the investment.
Good deal. Okay.
So you're not paying a mortgage on it, but it belongs to the company is the only caveat. Not that that should matter to you. Actually, that's better because then if one of your characters dies, you still have the ship.
True.
Okay? So you guys now have a safari ship. Congratulations.
Needs some maintenance, but we also kind of on a mission timeline.
That's a valid point. Do you want to risk any sort of malfunction to take it out now? We kind of glossed over it. Well, if you look at your rep points, you'll see that I did, at your request, add a flight crew. You have 30 rep points from your last mission. You can purchase a flight deck crew.
I think that's necessary.
Come on, I love flying.
You can still fly the ship anytime you're in there. This is basically just a when no player can be in there, or when you don't have a person who can do the skill, you have a generic person there as the crew of the ship. They're also the red shirts if there's any type of boarding action or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got to give them Star Trek names. Just terrible Star Trek names like Captain Picker.
You can name whatever you want, and don't forget, you still have 3 survivors from the last squad you guys recruited that you didn't tell the boss about.
Yeah, one of them. Oh man, one of them.
You got Polly Bob, Jimmy Bob, and Bill Bob. They all lived the last mission.
Forgot about them.
Yep.
Those rednecks are tough and hardy.
One of them's hurt pretty bad though.
He's healed up now. He's got a scar. He shows everybody.
So we're gonna buy a flight crew. I vote on let's just start flying there. Like the quicker we get there, the quicker this is over. Yeah, it needs a refuel. It needs everything, but that's like we've got a month to get there, and it takes us a week to get there. It's already been a week. We're trying to pack everything up, and move real quick.
I don't think there's any harm in a week's worth of maintenance. Like, you know, I don't want to get out into space and then just be stuck because the oil it needs some maintenance. Rushing is never the answer.
All right, so I think what we should do is, because we have the rep for it, let's go ahead and hire the flight crew and then have them expertly go over the ship and see if we need immediate maintenance or if we're going to make it to where we need to go. That way it will save us some time if we don't need to do it at all. Let's just get the experts to talk about it.
It also gives us more time to talk with my my comrade over at the base we're heading to, and sort out all the details so we have less trouble when we enter the plane.
A couple things. Your basic flight crew does come with, a mechanic and a few other people who are basically certified, but they're not better than the party members. So, like, you have a mechanic in your party. He's not here right now, but you have one. These all basically give you the abilities to make the rolls without penalties, but these flight crews are not going to be. Don't think of them as the experts. Think of them as the red shirts.
I think you're referring to Chief Engineer Scotchy.
Yes.
Scotchy, the guy that talks with a slur constantly.
Yeah, he's usually drunk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, he's
In fact, you might want to lay in an extra case of booze.
Yeah, he's Irish. He's fat. He eats a lot. Damn, he's a decent mechanic.
You have a Vargar pilot who's cross-eyed.
Oh, great.
He's like, I can see totally fine out of the one eye.
All right. Yep. This is not good. Let's go ahead and get that maintenance done.
I just feel like, son, over here. Oh, no, over.
Yeah. Right.
Which one of us are you looking at?
We try to play fetch with him, but he goes and runs the opposite direction.
Oh no, he's the first Vargar you've met that isn't completely stupid, and he gets really mad when you guys treat him like a dog.
His name is Warg.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Not Mog. You don't want to go Mog?
No, it's Warg, because the Klingon.
Worf, yeah.
Klingon was Worf, so it's Warg. His dog.
Right.
Worf. I'm sorry, dire wargs. The one you murdered.
No, I don't remember that.
What, you mean the one you threw down a well?
That was the
I threw a puppy.
the repercussions of that. Yeah. Okay, so we're not gonna have time to get this thing repainted or anything like that, but let's go ahead and do the maintenance on it. That's gonna take a week?
That is a wise decision, and it kept me from having to run in the other room to find my table of bad shit that can happen when you don't do maintenance. Yes, it's a week. Don't worry about the cost. The company covers it. Like many other things, this is part of running the operation. So the ship is in space dock, so they have to be flown up to orbit.
Okay.
But you guys hired a flight crew, so they can totally handle that. And so now it's up there, and you're down here. We're in week 2 of the contract.
And we've already bought all of the contraband we need?
You've bought your contraband. You may want to start thinking about certain supplies now that you have a ship.
Like what in this game? What does that entail?
So, for example, some of you have emergency supplies from being a belter. Some of those supplies have already proven to be really useful and might prove even more useful in a space combat scenario if, bad things start happening.
We need some EVA suits.
Oh, okay.
We need some rations. you need to be prepared to live on this ship for a year with no communication with anybody but yourself, and apparently your crew too.
Okay. Yeah, that's
We just need to
a lot of
stock the
money.
ship, and then we should look at getting some emergency EVA suits or upgrading our power armor.
So your current version of power armor is not actually space worthy.
Yeah, that's why I said upgrade.
So usually vac suits and power armor are mutually exclusive in that particular regard. There are some really high-end models that do both.
Yeah, I was gonna go looking. I may be disappointed, but I'm still gonna look.
Well, I mean, you might not have the money to do it now, but you might, because your contracts are paying okay so far. But once again, it's how much time do you want to spend doing that? Because power armor is a very specialized thing.
True. I think I picked up a rad suit, which works as I have a combat environment suit.
Yes, that is what. So you already have what you would need. That's exactly what you need.
Yes.
Unless you.
Maybe I put that in the armory for someone else to use, and then I upgrade mine.
Well, one of the things you're going to find about yours is that it's also kind of hard to move through the halls. It's not really meant for shipboarding. It is possible to do it, but only because you have years of experience. Like, you're shifting through the door hatches one shoulder at a time kind of deal. So just keep that in mind of how big your armor is at this point. If no one specifies anything else, because you guys said emergency vac suits, that is exactly what I'm going to provide on the ship. Emergency vac suits.
I'm taking the Belter's word for it. I don't know if that's the right decision, but I gotta trust my teammate on this one. Well, you said the other thing. What's the other one? The combat thing?
There's a combat environment suit. That's one of my backup suits. I also have a what's the other one called?
How much do those cost?
They're not super expensive.
That's 1,000 credits on page 20.
Boarding back suits are nice too. They're not super expensive either.
All right, I'm gonna buy one of these just to have.
We also need specialized bullets, because if you're going to attack somebody inside your ship and blow a hole in your own ship, that's on you. We need probably some repair kits just for the ship, 10 hole fillers.
So because the ship was previously owned, as you guys search it, you're going to find that there are cutlasses at every airlock in these biometric locked lockers, and you realize that the previous owner preferred melee weapons for ship repelling, which I think Maul would be tickled by, but it actually makes a lot of tactical sense in this world to use melee weapons for shipboarding because bullets go through walls, and if a bullet goes outside, that's bad. Or into your reactor, that's bad too.
Now, what tech level were we at again?
You guys are at tech level 10 by default. You can get anything up to 12 as long as it's approved by the GM, which most things will be. It just depends on what you're doing. So you did hostile environment back suit? That's actually pretty cool. They are a little pricey, though.
What are?
The hostile environment back suit, is that what you're talking about?
See, I mentioned... Hold on. Scroll up. No, I was not talking about that one. Although the one I was talking about is more expensive. So I have a combat environment suit.
That's actually a much better for shipboard stuff. That's a much better one.
I also have my what's it called? Ceramic powered plate? No. Mechanical carapace. I have a mechanical carapace.
Yes.
And I have a flak shell.
Your mechanical carapace is the one that I'm assuming you're in when you're in your power armor. That's the one that has trouble getting through the doors.
Yeah, I figured.
That's the big one.
What about the boarding vac suit?
That was the one I was just looking at.
Okay.
It is 18K for TL11, 24K for TL12.
What page is it on?
19. Central Supply.
Oh, okay. So, it being tech level 11, you would have the pull to import them. You're gonna need to add 20% markup on the cost. But if you guys have the personal money to buy one of those and you want to wait a week, you can get one.
I mean, it's only 18,000 credits. I mean, for the tech level 11.
Plus 20%. So add 2, 4, 3, 3,500 ish.
Kizik's the human calculator. I'm not.
So you said we're adding 20%, is what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're importing them.
The combat for the price, I mean, you're not going to use these things a lot. And I don't think you're getting a whole lot out of it outside of, well, protection on it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, the protection on it's really good because it's for boarding other ships. And if you guys decide that that's something you want to do as a theme for the game, kind of pulling a Dresden Files thing into our game, as an aspect of the game, if you want to say, hey, we want to board other ships, this is a really cool thing to have, and I can make episodes where it can be useful if you tell me that's something you want to do. Remember, that communication's key, because right now I'm kind of just guessing at what you guys want to do.
And it's 21.6 for the boarding vac suit. And I would love to attack another ship from space.
You're saying I was off by 100 credits? I'd say that's pretty fucking solid right there.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys don't have any plans on using them and just want it for an emergency supply, I think the combat environmental suit is the best bang for buck, like just to have in a locker.
Yeah.
But if you are like actively like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this, the boarding vac suit is, look how small it is and what protection it gives you. It's actually made for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one too. How much you say it was? 21.6?
Yep.
I'll just subtract that from my sheet.
I got the cool suit.
What did you buy?
The boarding vac suit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna make a little note here that we definitely want to do some ship-to-ship stuff.
I mean, it offers better protection than the flak shells we've been carrying, so. I think it might actually have better protection than the shell or the mechanical carapace I had.
It's pretty
Cool.
cool.
You're just gonna wear it all the time.
I'm thinking about it. I'm checking the mechanical carapace. And the mechanical carapace gives me enhanced strength, I think.
It also needs to have a vac suit 1 or else you can't use it. Or there's probably, I don't know,
It's a jack of all trades skill deficiency. So if you don't have vac suit 1, so there's some things on vac suit. If you're not trained in vac suit at all and you try to use it and you fail, it is something like, I didn't seal my helmet before I went into space, so the consequences are rather severe. I want to throw that out there. So, you want to be real careful with your vac suit. With that said, there's nothing against you saying, hey, I don't know how to put this on, Maul, and then have Maul come over there who does have that skill and help you at least not suffocate in your opening steps.
Right.
So who has vac suit training?
I do.
Okay,
Got it in the
so
military.
you won't be Ma, but you'll be Pa. Unless you want to be Ma, I don't know.
All right, I'm going to give you guys another quick couple minutes because I'm going to go take a quick bio break and I shall return.
Be careful.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
I've got technically almost enough to get battle dress. Technically, I have enough, but it's TL13, so the markup will kill me.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's artillery battle dress, basic battle dress. What's 20% of 200,000? That's like 50,000. It's TL13 though, so he's gonna mark it up more.
Probably.
that's plus 3. You can't get it in here. You gotta go to a higher planet.
Right. You'd have to import it, which would be even more, or you have to go to a higher level planet.
Which will be more.
Yeah, we gotta start finding a better planet. There, I want some battle dress.
I mean, I think maybe the paladin can help you with that too.
Yep. I was thinking that myself. The assault battle dress.
Does a boarding vac suit have an electronic suite?
I don't think it does. No. Nope, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Damn, lost it. I'm looking, Kizik. I can't remember where I found it.
That's PG.
Let's see.
So, Dubs, you buying anything?
I'm gonna grab that vac suit. We'll do the tech level 11 on that. Just kind of doing some math on my bank account here.
It looks like it might, Kizik, because tech level 11 means computer 1, binoculars, eye protection, and Geiger counter, IR goggles, radio transceiver, and a scope.
What's up, guys?
Does a boarding vac suit have an electronic suite in it?
Yes.
Yep.
Non-powered suits, unless otherwise stated, non-powered suits come equipped with the electronic suite opposite, appropriate to their tech level. And
Yeah.
That's just beautiful.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not exclusive to the boarding vac suit. I hadn't done the full lookup. It sounds like you did, but I know that there's a bunch of it that comes with it.
Yeah, computer 1, binoculars, eye protection, Geiger counter, IR goggles, radio transceiver, and a scope.
Not bad.
Yeah, that might just be my new armor. Because with the carapace, it's nice, but the problem with the carapace is that it's also a negative to dex.
That could be
So
a problem.
Even though you get the plus to the one, the negative to the other it's just a push, and it requires a power source. And this will protect us from up to 50 rads.
Okay. Everyone's happy with their purchases? And everyone is logged down on their own personal like data stuff that they have this gear, because I remember I'm not tracking gear.
Yep.
We all have lockers now in our cool new ship.
You do have a cool new ship, and you can decide which room is whose. You have enough rooms for everybody. We'll say that the 4 flight deck crew members that you've contracted with take up 2 of the rooms, and they're double bunking.
That poor cross-eyed guy thinks he has 2 roommates.
He's actually, he's actually visually he's very accurate. His cross eye isn't active at all, which only leads you to wonder why the hell isn't it cybernetic? All right.
So we need a bunch of explosives now, and we need to pack this thing up in a bunch of booze.
Okay, well, you guys are entering week 3, and you only have 4 weeks to accomplish a mission, so the timetable's going to start getting tight.
Time to go.
I thought I already bought the booze. I did that like week 1.
Sure did. The booze is bought. I don't think I remember you guys saying anything about packing it with explosives, but you totally would have had time to make those arrangements.
Yeah, we needed the C4 for the crystal in the very beginning, too. I thought we got that done week 1.
Someone's got to set that charge, and that's a narrative thing that I need to go through with whoever decides. Like, I want to know how the box around the crystal is being constructed, how the explosives are set. I want some details to go through, and we're going to make a couple of rolls.
I was thinking just get a pallet made up, like a wooden pallet. We're trying to make this thing look, non-imposing whatsoever. We're going to spray paint on the side of the pallet, say mechanics equipment or something like that.
That's not contraband for command.
Well, like all of our pallets, including the contraband pallets, need to be the same.
Yeah.
That they don't, spark any searches.
So we would know. I feel like John and I would know what the standard when you bring contraband in. It would have a label that would tell a knowing party not to search it.
I'm assuming that in the time you guys have had to send messages back and forth, that you'd worked that out with your friend. So you
Yes.
you have a label that is a legit code that will direct everything to him, and that he knows what to look into and what not to. He's also going to give you some feedback and let you know that that his main capital ship that was in orbit recently pulled out. So he's like, "This it's a little Wild West up there. You might have to come in hot."
Oh, we're real hot.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
He's also going to point out to you that not all of the hostiles have been Chitin.
What do you mean?
Pirates.
Nice. Well, that's actually not a bad thing. I'll let my command crew know of that.
The flight crew seems really nervous, and you realize that this is probably their first time flying into combat on purpose.
I may not tell them. I said my command crew.
Oh, okay.
Captain Picker and Lieutenant Colonel John.
Still. All right, Captain Picker just got added to my notes.
His first mate is Ryder.
And then Warg the pilot and Scotchy the mechanic.
Yep. We really, I mean, one of them really should be one of those androids.
You have time to expand the crew if you really, really want to, but I would get rid of some of your red shirts. I would wait for...
Wait for them to pass on.
Yeah.
I just say we need an android named like I don't know. What's a better word for data? Data.
Oh man, no, we call him Jiff.
Oh, nice. It's Jim. He's always so friendly.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, we're ready to take off, and
The new flight crew is on the deck of the ship, and they've cleaned up all the party mess. They haven't had time to repaint or redecorate, so it still looks like a frat room, but at least there's no vomit on the floor. All the maintenance has been done. The ship's in tip-top shape, and the captain spins around in his chair as you two come on the bridge, or as you four come on the bridge, and is like, all right, well, we're good to go. What's our destination?
he's drinking tea. He doesn't drink coffee. He drinks tea.
It's got a ton of bourbon in it.
Yeah, he also tries to do rousing speeches, but he tends to slur, and they don't sound like he thinks they sound.
So our destination is this military base. It's a forward operating base that we're headed into, and it's going to be a little hot. So we're going to need you to fly fast.
Colonels, I don't know how we're doing the rank structure in this mercenary unit. I'm kind of new around here. I should point out that the ship didn't come with any actual weapons in the mounts. If we're going to do this, we got to be strictly defensive. I think we can do it, mainly because we don't have time to do anything otherwise. But I just want to make you guys aware that if we do get into a hot scenario, it's gonna be run and do some wild shit, or try to board them, because he's gonna have noted your vac suits.
Yeah, that was kind of the plan.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page and you all are okay, because I'm gonna have to bang up the ship if we do either of those.
Can I buy one more vac suit? Just a really cheap one. You know how the Serenity shot where they put the sniper rifle in the vac suit,
Yes.
so that it still works?
Yes.
I'm gonna buy a cheap ass vac suit just to be a suppressor.
Okay.
In case I need it.
The ship's already going to be stocked with standard emergency vac suits.
Excellent, that'll work.
Because you guys made such a big deal about it, and I really wanted you to, I went ahead and rewarded you with, there will be these things available for the red shirts, is what I was thinking. But there'll be plenty of them on board.
Excellent. I don't need to buy it.
Okay.
Planning to murder one of the crew already?
I will shoot out the glass of this helmet before I put it on a crew member.
I mean, that would kill them. Shoot out the glass of helmet, then put it on them and be like, this works fine.
It's got a magnetic field that'll protect you once you enter space. You can believe me, I have a social skill of 2.
Alright. So he's going to go ahead and set course. I'm going to have to erase that amazing task thing you did.
That's okay. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me take a screenshot of it, and then we can import it.
You can still take a screenshot of that.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Are you wearing your new armor? Because I am definitely wearing my new armor.
I'm wearing mine, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys should be. The only time you wouldn't want to wear your best armor is when you're not on a combat mission or going to some civilized world. There will be times when you can't do it, but like if you know you're flying into combat, you should totally be wearing it. All right. So let's open up. Well, first let's roll some stuff.
Can I fly?
You absolutely can.
I don't mind.
Is this a small craft ship or a spaceship? Spacecraft.
It's a starship.
Is that a capital ship or a spacecraft?
It's not a small craft. If it's not a shuttle, it's not a small craft. It's a spacecraft.
Okay.
And if it's a capital ship, you will not be piloting it. So it should be really easy to remember. It's always a spaceship unless it's a shuttle.
I rolled an 11.
Excellent. Okay. Well, the pirates rolled a 9. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to say, I don't want to be here, and try to... Now remember, we're inside of a solar system, so we're inside what is known as the 100 diameter limit. You can't actually jump here. But you can slow boat maneuver to a point where they can't jump either, so you can get away from them.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
I'd like...
Then I'm going to let you guys skip the space combat altogether. And you are going to maneuver and hot burn this safari ship through a blockade of debris. There's going to be like broken up ships in orbit. Some of them are ours, some of them are theirs, some of them are civilian ships, but this whole planetoid is ringed with just debris. And as you break through it, you see what is actually kind of a picturesque. It's like a national park almost. How most of it looks, but it's scarred with all of this battle that's happened on it.
Did you see that flying, guys? Like I did a barrel roll around that first ship, and then we're dodging all those asteroids. Oh my goodness, look at that! As we're coming down. Oh wow, that's an awesome forest. Wait,
Will ya look at this?
How in the fuck did that happen? I'm having some one world issues.
No precedent.
I haven't seen that happen since when we were playing the Tabos world.
What's going on?
You don't see all the error messages popping up?
No, I didn't see any error messages.
I wonder if only I can see them.
I don't see anything.
A bunch of warnings.
Yeah, that's... One world is completely crapped out and is not allowing me to load any maps.
It's like running version V 1902.14.
I wonder if it updated while I had it open.
Fucking one world.
Do that while it's live? Alright, hold on a second. We're going to go to a be right back screen on the stream, and I'm going to reboot tabletop, and we're all going to load back in. Uno momento, por favor.
Flip the table.
All right, everything looks like it's loading now. That was scary, and I don't like the fact that I still have a build button on the One World control panel, but that's fine. Some green tea for my throat.
Oh, you taking a liking to Captain Picker's choices of tea, huh?
I don't think he has quite as much honey as I have in here. I like a little bit of tea with my honey.
He does tend to tell us that it's pronounced Picard, but I don't know that we listen.
So, as you guys are flying overhead, you're going to have a very normal problem for any starship stuff in that area, and that is that the area you want to land in, your ship, it could land if you wanted to crush trees and risk injury, or you could launch your shuttle and go down there because this ship comes with a launch. It also comes with an air raft, which the crew got pretty familiar with last time.
Oh, yeah, air raft's cool.
Yeah, we don't have to land it down there if that's going to be a problem. We have a flight crew.
I'm just giving you options. You would have an orbital view, so you'd have kind of a top-down view. What you see here. I'm actually gonna go ahead.
Is the ship safe in orbit if we're going to cause this massive invasion?
I am not going to use the word safe.
I would confer with John on that as to whether he thinks that's a wise idea.
Let's just crush some trees. Like, fuck trees, right?
I'm kind of feeling that, yeah. Like,
But you're more worried about the engines that are going to be crushing those trees. Like, those engines need to be able to get back off.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'd rather have them be down there fixing those engines while we're out doing things than them trying to dogfight a pirate blockade with no weapons.
Yeah, good. That's kind of where I was thinking that, and like there could be some incoming.
I'm assuming that big gun there is going to be shooting at our ship too, right?
No, we know them.
Those
They're
are-
our friends.
They know we're coming. They know we're coming.
All right, okay.
Yeah, so I think we're going to try to find a place to land. We got a pretty good pilot.
Why don't you call down and ask them if they have a landing zone?
It's a good call, actually. I'm going to call down and ask if they have a landing zone.
Okay.
Fly is waiting for us.
What's the name of your friend on the ground?
I don't think you gave me a name. Do I give you a name?
Yes, you give me a name.
All right, give me a second. So what is his job?
He's the logistics officer, and he used to be a power armor. So he would have both a real name and a call sign that he used back when he was in power armor.
Call sign was Mace.
Okay.
I didn't bother with his.
Oh, come on, he's Windu.
No, it's Mace Windu. It's pronounced Windu.
Okay, so
Right.
it's Win is the first name and Do is the last name?
Yeah. But everybody calls him Mace.
You got it. I spelled it window.
Perfect.
Just in case that ever comes up, but it probably won't. But
You just gotta separate. It's win and do.
Yeah.
No relation at all.
So you call him up and he's like, yeah. So we got a shuttle pad right here in the base. You can bring your launch on down with the supplies if you want. He's like, if you wanna park your starship, because I'm assuming that's the first thing you're gonna bring up. It's gonna be like you'd have to put it outside the perimeter, and I mean we haven't had attacks for quite some time, so you could totally do that. That's the thing. But I would find a defensible position just in case, because we're not going to be able to defend the ship. Frankly, you're not going to want us to, because our primary means of dealing with the enemy so far has been artillery.
All right. Yeah, we should land it somewhere that we could maybe tarp it. and make it more hidden? I don't. Is it feasible to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me what direction you want to go in off the map.
Is there a check we can make to decide which one of these is safer? Like, we're going to either deal with the chitin that are going to be coming down on our heads, or if we leave the ship in space, we've got to figure out how to have them deal with any pirates they run into.
I mean,
they're orbiting.
You've hit the nail on the head of the problems. I could give you a roll to give you my opinion, but either way, there's going to be complications. You do know something your guy on the ground doesn't know, and that is that there will... Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I'm aware. They're coming. There's no if, twos, ands, or buts about it. I think in a situation where it's due or it damned either way, I think I'd rather have the ship close by.
I agree.
So yeah, we'll go land. We'll find a defensible position as close to the base as we can. Maybe make it so that we have at least one wall.
Okay. Just tell me what direction and how far away from the base you want to be. Do you want to go with the camouflage option, or you want to go with being close for defense purposes?
Both. I wanted to go with both. I guess if I had to pick, I'd go camouflage and not be as close.
Okay. You guys sort out a survival check for camouflaging the ship. Ooh.
I am trained in survival. That's it. No
Okay.
points.
So that was a boxcars roll for you guys having a spot to find. So Captain Picker's going to be like, I've done this before, and he's going to point to a slump between two hills, and he's like, I will bet money that the safari ship will fit between those two hills, and on a topographical map, if we power down, it'll just look like part of the hill.
I like it.
You're not too bad, Captain Picker.
He sips his coffee, quotation marks. Sorry, tea, quotation marks. You can smell the bourbon from like 5 feet away.
Every single one of these crew members is just flat drunk.
Yeah.
Except for the cross-eyed guy who is just naturally retarded.
Yeah, I mean, but
his eyes go back to normal.
But you got a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
Well, every our redneck folks are all definitely plastered. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. I'm assuming you brought them with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're somewhere in the back. I think they were having a hoedown or hootenanny or whatever the heck they call it.
Yes.
They instead of poker chips, they actually use teeth.
Oh man, they've been guarding the totally not contraband containers.
Oh no.
They kind of remind me of the hills have eyes people.
Yep. Some of these crates might be a little light.
Damn it, Billy Bob.
Ooh. Also, you're going to notice that someone has opened and then very hastily resealed the container.
Jeez, it's a good thing we didn't rig that.
Oh, you guys were supposed to have rigged that.
No, I meant rigged it to explode if
Yeah.
opened.
Well, I mean, but you didn't rig it to explode. You just said you were putting it in a crate.
Yeah, so we're gonna rig that now on planet.
Yeah. Oops.
Okay. So as the rest of the crew is, you guys shoo off the rednecks from the damage they've done, and they go help pull the net over top of the ship to hide it, which you totally had in storage.
Yes. Of course we have a net.
I mean, I'm trained in basket making.
So what are you guys doing with this? Which one of these is going to be the special container? I got 3 of them here that are in your cargo bay in quotation marks. Which one of these is which?
The middle one is the special one.
Can I change these colors? We'll take it. Sure will. Okay, that's the one. Ooh, I should make it green because the thing's green. There we go.
Who's trained in explosives?
I maybe. Hold on.
I have a 0.
It's
Not here.
It's its own thing.
I'm not trained with explosives, and I don't want to be too close to the thing, but I also want to make sure that it explodes.
you guys.
So you want to watch from a safe distance, is what you're saying?
No, I want to be right there.
Good. I want you to go with me.
Well, there's a lot of things really important that are going to happen here. So first off, you guys have to open this up to rig it. This is the first time Kizik's been this close to it. Kizik, you really want to touch this thing.
Olsek, I don't know that he's into it either. As far as I know,
yeah.
no one else is.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting you're not affected by this at all. You don't understand any of this. But he looks at it, and as he looks at it, he hears, "Join me, and all these wonderful things can be yours." And he really wants to touch it.
So if he makes any moves to touch it, I'm gonna whack his hands.
It's funny. It's almost like someone did that last time. Go ahead and roll your. Go ahead and roll your resilience. I think we settled on it being last time, or did we go with intelligence?
I don't see resilience.
It's really a sanity check, but we don't have sanity on here. I'm thinking about adding it.
What about insanity?
Sanity checks are a thing from Cthulhu. I don't think insanity is a thing here.
Oh, fine.
You use whatever check you think is associated with it. I'll let you be, as long as you can justify it. I'll let you be flexible.
I rolled a intelligence check and got a 7
Total.
total.
You reach out for the container.
I'm gonna grab his belt.
Give me-
I'm gonna grab his hands. I'd like to use athletics to crush his wrist and possibly break it.
No. I saw him looking at it. He's discussed this with me.
Mhm. Also, he's not making.
it's real close.
He's not jumping at it. He's reaching for it. Like he's held his hand out in front of him. He's not like aggressively running at it.
Just
nice.
hug him away, really.
I got an arm. I can
gently.
always like do some kung fu on him and sit and like put him down.
So whoever's grabbing him, just go ahead and give me an unarmed check.
Oh my god, plug in his head.
An unarmed.
That would have I think that would have a very interesting effect if you actually did that. I'm not sure you'd want to do that.
I got an 11.
Okay.
So
That was
people say,
unarmed.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a
I mean,
5.
so they successfully stop you. It's Sterling ultimately who kind of like holds you back. Sterling's not any more aware than Maul is of what's happened here, but now you guys have kind of had this awkward scene.
Yeah.
What are you doing, son?
Hey, look. I don't know what's going through your head right now, but whatever it is, it's scaring the shit out of us. So can you back a little bit? Get back.
It's just so beautiful. I mean, you guys don't. Oh man, just look at it.
I know.
Yeah. John,
It's
can
cool.
you keep a handle on him? You know what, Sterling, you keep a handle. No, that's a bad idea. It's a whole command.
We
group.
forgot the shackles and handcuffs, didn't we? Dang it!
We're not going to shackle and handcuff him. Just need to keep an eye on him. I'm going to need some hands over here to set the explosives, though.
I think it's his hands that needs to set the explosives.
No,
well,
I'm
Kizik's wanted to watch.
I got it.
Yeah, I'm trying to help. Like we got. I want.
No, you were not reaching for the explosives.
It's had a weak moment. Hey, look at it. Look how cool it is.
Yeah, John, you got that, right? You got him?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay. All right. Is there any bonus I can get from having Sterling help me with this? Maybe he's more dexterous than me.
Yeah, even if all he's doing is handing you tools, you can take a boost dice because you've got someone helping you. Because explosives is kind of like surgery where you got to be super steady. So you can just do it that way if you want.
That makes me feel better. It's not going to fail, but it makes me feel better.
And also,
Sounds good.
you can also
And
take
tool.
more time to make the check easier. So, like, I'm assuming you're trying to set this thing in like 5 minutes. If you want to take 2 hours, I'll make the check easier.
Yeah, I would have liked to do that. I rolled right before you said that.
Okay.
But I would absolutely have liked to have taken more time.
How much did you get
4.
total?
Oof.
Total. Yeah, I told you this was going to fail.
Okay. Well,
You
you
got a -3 to it, don't you?
No, I don't have a -3 because I have a 0 in explosives.
Oh, good.
Oh, but you add your own education.
also a 0.
Oh. Okay.
And I'm educated. I actually got points in that, but if you recall, I rolled very poorly on statistics.
Yeah, that does happen. Okay. That's not a devastational problem. So it's a negative. If you took 2 hours to do it, which we're just going to say you did, that's a -2 effect. It's not enough to cause it to explode or anything. The problem is that you get halfway through this and you realize that nobody bought any detonators.
I have to rig it to my cell phone. Can I use my comms check to help?
Why don't we just put a comm unit on it, and then we can dial in if we need to.
Okay.
Yeah,
why,
that's
why
how
don't
we're
we
gonna
just
set
take
this.
one? Why don't we just take one of the rednecks, have them hold a radio, and tell them when to push the button?
No, that's a bad idea. Those guys, I think they're all drunk, actually.
I like the
I'm not
first
gonna-
option he said of using his comms check. If you are willing to take a -2 as a DM, which is the effect of Maul's roll, you can try to fix this problem. It is
Okay.
it is going to be an average check, so it's going to be 8 with a DM of -2.
Can I use my education as my
Yes,
skill?
you can use your this would be a comms and education check. That is what it would be.
So I have comms. Does that mean he doesn't take a -3?
No, he's taking the effect of your last roll. It's a
I
chain.
know he's
It's
taking that, but he also, are you training comms?
I am.
Oh, okay, you're good then. I would help him if I could, but I'm not sure I'm allowed.
It's no good. I get a 7.
before your bonuses.
Oh no, that was with everything added on. I rolled a 3,
Okay.
so I got a 7.
Okay. You're not going to be able.
My cell phone's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, that's just 1 point off, so I'm not going to have you lose your cell phone. You're going to realize that you're not able to do this. So you need another plan for destroying this thing, other than the box exploding with C4. Apparently, what we thought was a very straightforward thing is not going to happen.
Yeah. You know what? We can ask the supply guy if he's got any detonators. We haven't talked to him yet.
Can I mechanically try to put a trigger on it, like a lever that starts a countdown?
Do you want to roll another resilience check?
Yeah. I'm going to offer it, but yeah. They're going to say, yeah, go for it. And they're going to watch me real close again.
I don't think we're going to say that. I feel like we're not going to say that. I feel like John is definitely not going to say it. I don't feel like I'm going to say it. Like, I just watched you try to reach for that thing.
Oh, and it's worth noting that since you were all in the same room, every step that Sammy took to get closer to it, the light that comes off of it got brighter. And when he moved away, it dimmed back down again.
And we noticed that?
Ooh.
It would have been like going from a 20-watt light bulb to a 60-watt light bulb, so yeah, I think you'd have noticed.
Whoa, did that happen on any of the videos we saw?
Nope.
Oh, man.
Can I use electronics to fix it?
I would like you guys to pursue I'm going to go get a replacement part solution to it, more than I'm going to roll dice until I get a thing that works.
Yeah, we'll do that.
yeah.
So we'll go to them and see if they've got a detonator.
So you guys are going to need to move these supplies into the base. You guys have an air raft, and you have a shuttle, but the base also has some trucks if you want to walk over there and get some trucks and bring them back, or however you want to do it.
We can use the air raft. We're going to need that for when we want to come back to our ship. So
Okay. So air raft can fit one of these things and 2 passengers at a time?
all right, we will deliver the. I think if we're going to do that, then we'll do the 2 normal ones first.
Okay. Who's going in the first round? I just want to get you guys talking to the people in the base.
I want to go because I want to ask for my guy for a detonator.
Okay. And I'm assuming that you're taking one of the rednecks to pilot the thing back and forth?
I'll fly it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. We'll take him because we're leaving the green one. So yeah, I'll take Sammy for the first 2 runs.
Okay. So you guys pull in. You pull up to the area. Hold on, I have to rename one of these guys. So you're greeted by your old buddy, Mace Window. And Sammy's going to take the air raft back. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. And he's going to be like, Maul, it's been forever, man. How you doing? And the first thing you're going to notice is that Mace's left arm is now 100% cybernetic. And it's not a cosmetic cybernetic. It is a very utilitarian cybernetic.
Nice. Been there. I got a cybernetic eye myself.
He's like, yeah, I got stepped on by one of the big ones. And I had a grenade in my hand, and I decided it was better just to let go. It worked out. I lived.
Yeah, that's probably a good option. So how's it been going? I make some small talk for like how long was that trip?
It was only like a 5 minute. You guys are parked actually pretty close for the air raft. 'Cause the air raft is an aircraft. So.
All right, so I do a couple minutes of small talk, and then I ask him if he's got a detonator I can purchase.
Okay. You're not telling him what it's for, so give me a deception check. You can use your social as your stat score. Sammy, when you get back, who's helping you load?
Second in command, John.
Yep, I'm helping.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're not going to let him try to load the green one.
Yep, we got a plan.
Yeah, we're gonna do the second good one.
Okay.
I got you guys.
Okay. So you guys roll up with the air raft right as Maul's having an interesting conversation with Mace. Mace, you passed your check.
No, I got snake eyes.
Oh, no, you got snake eyes. So that means he's immediately going to be like, look, man, we worked together a long time. You don't just randomly ask for a detonator. You are not just here on a supply run. What's going on, man?
Of course, I'm not just here on a supply run, but I did bring you a crap ton of booze.
I appreciate that. Detonators are things that might get me killed, though, so, come on, man.
Kind of a need to know, man. How much pull you have here?
I'm the third in command on the installation.
Third in command. I motion John to come over.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Mace here may need to know some of the particulars of why we're here.
We signed that paper though.
Yeah, the paper prohibited us from mentioning specific things.
Yep.
Not all of those things need be kept 100% secret. Mace is good people.
Mace is going to look at John, who he doesn't know, but you guys have worked in similar units. He's going to be like, if you need detonators, I really need to know why.
Well, obviously we need to blow something up. Really more of a fail-safe. We're hoping not to have to use it at all. But we believe there'll be an attack here, and we want to be prepared.
I was going to raise some eyebrows. It's going to be like an attack. Well, you know something I don't, obviously. Come on, man. If
We have information that the Chitin are going to attack this base. We got some intel. We can't tell you who it's from, but we're here to kind of ease the burden a little bit because we know that an attack is imminent. So if we can get a detonator, our plan is to just rig our ship with the detonator. We couldn't do it. We tried, but it didn't work out. So we were just wondering if we could buy one from you.
Give me a deception check. Sterling, you got something to say? I saw you ping. Dubs.
I'm here.
You pinged? You got something to say?
No.
Oh. But you did the little arrow thing.
I know, I bumped the button.
I thought you were, I thought you were going to be like, I sneakily get in here and grab a detonator.
There you
That's the
go.
way to do it.
That's really what I thought he was going to be so proud. Okay. So did you pass?
I got an 8.
All right, that 8's a pass. He's like, all right, damn, if you're going to do it that way, it's like, that's a terrible idea. And what makes you think there's going to be an attack? So he turns around and he starts digging through one of the crates, and he pulls out a full-blown, pre-packed bit of C4, like you would normally use, like as an already built package, and hands you both that and a detonator.
Perfect. Oh man, this is gonna be great.
Like, how soon is this attack coming? Should I get my... I don't want my boys to get chopped up because someone in command thought we didn't need to know.
Oh yeah, that's completely true. Unfortunately, the intel that we've got is kind of vague. We just know that it's imminent.
Great.
We don't know the time frame. We just know it's going to happen. If raise your alert level like it's a training mission.
I'll just tell the CO that you thought you saw a Chitin ship on your way down. That'll raise us up to a yellow.
Perfect. That is exactly what we need you to do. Yes. Anyway, we're going to go finish with our part of this operation, and we'll meet you back here.
10-4. And he looks like... He's giving you that look that says, I am trusting you.
I mean, most of what I told him was true.
It's true.
We have a secret weapon. We are going to use the detonator on the secret weapon, and there are Chitin coming.
So, who took the air raft back for the last run?
Not Sammy. We did not let Sammy drive that off.
But you guys were over here talking to Mace.
Sammy was trying to push the whole contraband crate by himself, and it took a real long time. And kind of heard him talking, and he's kind of sitting in the air raft waiting to go, and they're both kind of looking there, and that was like a 5-minute conversation. He would have left and gone back to get the other one.
That's what I thought. So you show back up. It's the flight crew and the rednecks and you and this thing.
What was Sterling doing?
Sterling should be there too.
Sterling's apparently already at the base. He must have rode on the roof. He's been walking around over here. I've been watching him. He's going through the inventory. He's ready to snap that guy's neck if the guy said the word.
I'm just snooping.
Sammy's going to say, hey guys, load this up, and kind of close his eyes sitting in the driver's seat.
Ooh. Meditating or just consciously willing yourself not to think about it?
Meditating.
Okay. You don't have to roll anything. It wasn't a high enough roll for you to worry about it. Who are you taking back with you? You got room for one.
I'll take Billy.
All right. You guys make it back. The big package is rolling in. You guys see Sammy land the air raft right as you finish your conversation with Mace and the things in the back. And Billy's sitting in the passenger seat smoking what looks like a cigar, but you're pretty sure isn't.
Oh, man. We're going to have to fire that guy.
You mean Sammy?
Didn't he save your life last turn?
Billy Bob?
Yeah, but in the last... Wasn't he the one on the 50 cal?
Oh, yeah, he might have been.
No, that guy got split in half.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, maybe we have to fire this guy.
Hey, Sammy. Can I drive real quick? I have the detonator with me.
I mean, what you should probably let Sammy drive. You should climb in the back.
Oh yeah, that's true. Billy Bob, get out of the car. Sammy, come with me.
Yeah. He walks right up to Maul. He's like, "What's up, boss? What are we doing? Who are we shooting when the Chitin get here? I'm ready."
I'm going to
Where'd our ship go?
I'm
This way.
gonna
So
backhand him.
it's actually parked way back here in the woods.
Way
Oh, no.
back here in the woods. Cool.
I'm gonna look at Billy and tell him that at what point in the training did I teach you to speak to me before you are spoken to?
I must have missed that chapter, boss. I don't
Damn.
remember there being any training. So, oh god, hey, that's like a hostile work environment, yo.
That was lesson 1. What did we learn?
That you're a dick. He walks off. He like stumbles off. Yeah.
All right, Sammy, I need some help. We're gonna wire this detonator up.
Yeah. You watching my hands, right?
I'm watching your hands. Are you good?
I want to touch it. You know that.
If you can't handle this, I mean, it's okay to leave, to bow out. But I thought you and I could do this detonator thing together.
Yeah.
You tell me you're not.
I'm
Not
all
okay?
about placing that detonator, but at the same time, I want to touch it.
If you touch it, you die. You realize that, right?
You don't know that.
I don't know that. I saw a bunch of fucking videos that are very much confirming that theory.
They're not talking to it. I'm talking to it. It's talking to me.
It's talking to you.
I swear, if this was me, his head would be all over the place right now.
This is, are you sure it's talking to you? It's not something like in your head?
That's how it's talking to me, is in my head.
Damn it, man. You're
I know
saying
it's
this thing's sentient?
I'm saying this thing is talking to me. I still want to blow it up. Let me help you
Okay.
with those charges.
Get in here, because I need you to hold this thing. Alright. Don't breathe on this. I haven't done this since basic. It's been a while. I'm gonna rig this thing up.
Sure you are. All you have to do is physically plant the explosive on the explosives that exist. So,
Fantastic.
I'm going to call this an explosives check, but I'm going to call it an easy explosives check.
Sweet.
Oh man, I want to roll it.
You roll it. Go ahead.
I
That's
mean,
an 11.
you're both leaning in the crate.
Yeah, man, I'm all up in there.
Yeah, the surface of this thing is like the brightness of the sun.
Oh goddamn, man! It wasn't this bright before. What's going on? Is it humming like really loud?
Not to you.
Okay.
It is not words that Sammy can make out, but it is speaking to him. It's like hearing someone speak in a foreign language.
Well, as long as it's not screaming and telling him to stop.
I rolled an 11 on the explosives.
It is
Nice.
mounted, and the explosives are in place, and you're positive that when they push the button on that detonator, it is going to go off.
I push away quickly from the crate and rub my eyes as I walk towards the door.
When you
Can I get that detonator?
when you looked in it, it didn't blind you. When you looked in it, you just got like a psionic feeling, like it was a living entity, because that's a psionic ability you have.
Yep. I feel like this is alive now.
That, or it's a conduit to a living entity. You're not sure which of those things it is.
Yep. Still don't like it. I'm still rubbing my eyes. It doesn't blind me, but I'm struggling. I don't know. Should I touch it? I mean,
John's probably getting really nervous about that you're rubbing your eyes as vigorously as you are while holding the detonator.
Yeah, can I get that detonator, please? I've been asking for it for a couple minutes now. You're just kind of standing there.
sorry. I'm listening
right.
to two different things right now. Here's the detonator.
Okay. Thank you. Why don't you go sit down?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get this thing. Back in. Or
It's
is it
loaded
still
up,
in the
right?
airskip?
Yeah. We just did it out of their sight. Do you know what a like psionic phone? That might be what it is.
What?
Yep, I'm just spitballing here. There's a lot going on. I have no idea.
All right. Why don't we do this? Let's go take it somewhere safe, and we're gonna leave it there. And we should just maybe bury it. I don't know.
Bury
We're gonna
it,
hide it
in the trees.
Yep, we're gonna hide it over here somewhere.
Yeah, but if it's a phone call and they don't come to the place that's heavily fortified, they might just be able to take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark the coordinates of where it is, so that I can let them know where exactly to send artillery.
And we can get like drones in the air to make sure nothing happens. It can't fall into their hands.
So,
Did it tell you that?
just to be clear, how far away are you getting this thing?
Big enough that the explosion of C4 is not going to take our ship out.
Okay, that wouldn't need to be too very far. Artillery's a whole different thing, though.
Yeah, we don't want artillery shooting at our ship.
Yeah, I didn't know what the scale was here. So
I mean, it's very open to interpretation. You're using an air raft, so you can get pretty far. So both of you went and you just kicked this thing off the back, huh?
we're gonna softly put it down, and then I'm gonna look at you, and I'm gonna say, "This is probably the last chance you're gonna get to like activate this thing or talk to it or anything like that." And I think it's a bad idea for you to do so. But I'm gonna look this way for a little bit, because right now it's completely rigged to go. And if you're gonna do anything you can do, now's the chance, because I think we've got it right where we need it to be.
Can I psychically reach out to it? Try to link?
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it.
You can try to. You are going to know from your limited psionic experiences and just natively from the connection you've had to it that if you really want to link to it, you have to touch it.
I'm gonna pull my rifle out.
Yep, I'm thinking all these things through. It's still inside the box, like the box is sealed up. I'm gonna touch the box. Let me roll a dice, see if I pass it again.
Okay. Use your sense life ability and roll the dice.
I passed my sense life ability.
Okay.
Aim rifle at Gizik. Fail safe.
Kizik's eyes momentarily glow the color of the psionic ember. Not brightly, very, very dimly. And then he blinks, and he's back to normal. In that moment, in that split second, in that blink of an eye, Kizik was able to travel psionically between every node of the psionic ember network. And he has felt the presence of millions upon billions of Chitin.
That's probably good.
So where are they?
They're in the ember. Oh, you're not there. I think I did it. Let's get out of here.
Well, I mean, are the Chitin inside the Ember, you said?
I had an out of body experience. I went through, it felt like millions of these little crystal things, and while in them I felt connected to every single Chitin ever. Maybe
not ever, consciously, and it's a network. And you would be very confused because it is a lot of information that you just absorbed in an instant. But you would get the feeling that these nodes, however they were created, whatever they do, allow psionic people who are in connection to them to speak to each other at a psionic level in real time, no matter the distance in the galaxy.
Yeah, I'm going to let John drive as I try to figure all that out.
Your eyes kind of flashed a little bit. You okay?
I still think I'm me, but I also felt a bunch of chitin, and they were everywhere and here at the same time, and it might be, I said I thought it might be a telephone. It might just be like real-time communication across space-time. I don't know if I'm making words anymore.
Hold on. Let me wait. You said it was like a telephone. You didn't make a call to all those chitin, did you? And just like leave it off the hook, letting them know where the phone is.
I don't know. The whole point was to trigger it and make them come here.
I mean, metagame, it's more like he did the whole, a new user has joined the channel.
Oh, okay. So should we just blow it up now?
I don't know. Maybe it's the first time I've ever entered the consciousness of a chitin from across a star system. I'd say wait for the alarms to go off because they might.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if they come. That was the kind of the point, right?
How long do you guys want to wait?
It's a 10-minute ride. 4 minutes.
I think we're here to stay for a little while, right? We're gonna party with them tonight. Let's wait 24 hours and see if anything happens.
All right, let's go through the list. What happens to everybody over the next, say, 2 or 3 hours as the sun's setting? We'll start with Thodubs because he's at the top of the list.
Wait, when they get back, I'm gonna ask him if they took the shielding out of the crate so that the device would be a beacon. Because I thought the crate,
shielding.
Yeah, I thought the crate was shielded.
Oh, that's not a shield. That's just so you can handle it without touching it, because if you touch it, you gouge your eyes out. It's literally just metal that's been made into a cage around it so that you can grab the cage and move the crystal and not touch it.
Okay, so it's good like it is. It will summon them.
Oh, yes. That's how the cult was worshipping it in the last thing. It was already in that cage.
Okay.
Sorry, we're back to Sterling. So, all this has kind of happened around you. What's Sterling been up to?
So basically, we gotta sit around and wait now. So I'm just gonna kind of meander around the base, kind of stick my nose in places where I probably shouldn't, and get myself liquored.
Okay. Well, what are you trying? You say sticking your nose in place. You're just being curious, or you have a specific purpose in mind?
Well, I kind of want to check out all this armament and stuff like that that's sitting over here. Maybe poke my nose into some of these tents, see what's there. Just see what's going on, and see what's going on with these people.
Okay. It's very quickly to figure out that most of these guys are just regular run-of-the-mill Marines. Most of the grunts are conscripted, and most of the guys in the power armor are from the same Nordic clan that John and Maul hail from. So while they might not necessarily know each other, they have a similar culture, and that actually sets them apart from the rest of the military. There's actually I'm not going to say disdain, because they do respect each other, but there's a definite social boundary between the two. And that's led to some tension because technically the colonel in charge is one of the Marines and not one of the power armor guys, which is an unusual arrangement. So there's some of that going on. You said you want to get liquored up, so you're gonna drink with the Marines. Who are you gonna drink with? You're just gonna grab a bottle and go for it and try to forget your problems.
I'm just gonna go for it, forget my problems. But on top of that, also act a little bit, just like like I am hammered, but not really, because I want to keep my wits about me.
Okay.
Putting on a show.
Sure. That's called carouse, and if you don't have it as a skill, it's a -3. Go ahead and roll it. If you succeed, then you don't get drunk, and you do manage to socialize. If you fail it, then you're gonna get hammered.
And I got a 4 with the -3. So
Ooh,
looks
you
like
are
I'm getting hammered.
You are super hammered. You're hammered to the point that you pick a fight with a Marine.
Fucking jarhead.
So, you and this guy were being all buddy. You're not sure where it went wrong, but at some point it went wrong, and a couple hours into it, with the sun having set, you're in a fist fight with a Marine right in the middle of the stockpile. Craven, you're up next.
So I'm gonna be doing a mix of finding my old squad, or finding my finding people I knew in the Norsemen, and keeping an eye out for equipment that we might be able to get our hands on.
Okay, all right.
Legitimately, not steal.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Any recruits, anybody that looks like they, just getting the feel for the group.
Well, for the leadership one, go ahead and give me for the recruitment, go ahead and give me a leadership, and then give me a luck roll for the
Does leadership
the
get any other stat added to it?
Yes, leadership gets your social added to it.
Sweet. Got a 6 in leadership.
Okay.
Wow.
That's with a +3.
Well, you don't get any recruits. But the good news is, you roll your luck roll.
What's a luck?
That's just D100s over here by the counter. And you can pick higher or lower, I don't care which, as long as you call it before you roll it.
Alright, I will go higher.
Okay.
36.
So you find some pretty standard equipment, case of grenades or so that they'd be willing to offload, but it is a combat forward operating base, so stuff you're interested in, they really don't have a ton of spare of.
Alrighty.
Right at the end, when you lay eyes on Sterling and a Marine just punching at each other drunkenly, your comm goes off, and Captain Picker's like, "Hey, I got an eyes-only text message from one of the mercenary units operating at the edge of the system, and it's listed for raid actual. So I'm assuming that's you."
Okay.
So he transfers it over. You use your personal decryption code, which does decrypt it. You do notice that it's tagged so that John could have also decrypted it. And all it says is, Onslaught Actual, they're coming.
Alright. I'm gonna go find Mace.
Okay. He's asleep in his tent. He's got an empty bottle of your contraband bourbon, completely drained by his thing. Not that that's too abnormal for him.
Yeah, he'll wake right up.
Mhm.
I'll wake him up.
You do. He's a little groggy, but he's, on his feet very, very quickly. He's still in his combat fatigues. He's like, is it time?
It's time.
Oh, yeah, that's great. All right, let me go rile up who I can. Thanks. And he immediately starts rolling, gets his gear, and he doesn't even question it. Okay. Is it?
I'll assist him in rousing the troops.
Okay, that's fine too. Kizik, what about you, buddy?
Do they have drones? I'd like to get a drone and fly it around, like in a figure eight pattern over the box. I'm just going to kind of obsess over that and make sure that it stays there until John hits the button to blow it up.
Roll a psionic check.
That's Snake Eyes.
Okay.
The drone.
I was going to say, you crashed the drone. I was debating on whether you crashed it into the box. But I'm going to go with just you crashed the drone.
Chris,
Hmm?
can I also advise Mace to angle a significant portion of his artillery in the direction that the box was buried?
He's going to tell you to go to the colonel with that suggestion. He's like, at this point, if they're actually on the way, that's who you should probably talk to.
Okay. I will go talk to the colonel.
Okay. So the colonel, you don't know him. He recognizes you. He doesn't. He didn't know you were on base. He saw that. But as far as he's concerned, you're just here to deliver supplies. So now you have to explain to him why you've got his. He is curious as to why everyone's sounding the alarm. Yeah. No, the drunk part he kind of understood.
There's an attack. It's coming.
Okay. How do you know that? I thought you guys were just here to deliver supplies.
That would be neat to know. And obviously, I'm not allowed to share that. It will come. I give them basic coordinates of where I think they'll land.
So he's really gonna be irritated by that whole need to know thing, because he's gonna be like, you're not in the military anymore. I don't know if you understand how this chain of command thing works, but this is a war zone, and if you withhold information that gets just one soldier killed, I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm thinking. So specifically on the non-disclosure thing, all we have to do is not release information on the paladin, right?
Yes, your non-disclosure says don't tell them where I got the information, and don't cause any allied casualties. Like, you having to fight this guy would be a violation of your contract. So on top of the fact that you probably don't really want to do it, it would also mean you didn't get paid.
All right. We were hired to lead. When you say incoming, you mean like incoming, right?
The message you got, that was the entirety of the text.
How far out were they?
You know that they were patrolling the star system further out. You don't have an exact time. But it's going to be within hours or minutes, not within days or weeks.
Are you familiar with a Psi Ember?
No one is. Just metagame. No one is. This is a brand new, first ever. You can still ask him that if you want, but like.
No, I asked him that. Are you familiar with the Psi Ember?
Okay, he's gonna be like, no, I've never heard of such a thing. Psionics are kind of like voodoo. Some people don't even think they exist.
I tend to agree with you, but I've seen some things. I'm sure you've seen some things as well. We recently found an item, and it seemed to be of significant value to the Chitin.
Okay. And you have that item with you?
No.
Oh.
We planted it as a trap for them to come to, and I'm trying to get you to aim your artillery at where I planted it. When they come, you'll hit them hard and they will die.
Give me a straight social check, just real fast.
That is a 10.
Okay. So he's going to look you and he's going to be like, your reputation obviously precedes you. You fought the Chitin a lot. I know that you wouldn't put these men at danger unless you thought it was absolutely necessary, but I got to tell you, I don't like any part of this, and I will be filing a formal complaint because you are manipulating an active military unit for your own personal profit.
Alternatively, you leave my name out of it. You find out that you destroy, let's say this goes like I think it goes. You get full credit.
He
Pretty good on your resume.
He mulls that over for a minute, and he's like, as long as a bunch of my men don't die in this process, I can live with that arrangement. But ultimately, I'm more concerned about them than I am about any credit I'm going to get for this.
Then aim your artillery where I said. Wait till they get close and annihilate them.
So he kind of nods and he starts tapping on his command computer, and a few minutes later, the giant whirs of the plasma turret as it starts spinning all the way around are heard. And everyone's looking at it because this stuff doesn't normally move unless there's a really good reason. And, Ghost, you are at the end of the what everyone's doing ahead of time thing. We went a little deep with Craven stuff.
Sorry.
All good.
That's okay. I want to take my time and build a sniper blind.
Okay, where do you want it?
I was thinking I wanted to be able to see the crystal. So, like, could I get it behind this wall, but up in the air?
Yeah, so you want to be behind the wall. So you can just set up a little, like, tree stand style thing where you can get enough room to lay down behind cover if you need to, but you can pop up and shoot if you need.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I want to do.
Okay. That's your thing. I think that's about good. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's party time. The thrum and the sound of huge fireballs entering orbit at incredible velocity as sonic booms go off are heard as multiple drop pods, you think they might be, not sure, landing fighters come down, and through the flares fired from the station and the artillery that's going off shooting them out of the sky, there's just this mass of Chitin. It's like the whole woods in this direction are starting to move. And
Okay.
most of them are headed directly towards the beacon. But some of them have turned off to start heading towards the base. All right. Now we're gonna do some initiatives.
Cool.
How do we do initiative?
So you can choose what aspects you want to use for initiatives. You can be fast of hand or fast of mind. So it can be dexterous, it can be your strength, it can be your intelligence. And you just use that modifier with the d6 roll. You just have to explain how you're doing it. It's very narrative.
I'm going to use my social to kind of get towards the front of the line.
Rally the troops as you go. That's a good idea. There's also a leadership check you can initiate. If you'd like, you can try to rally the troops. And during the opening part, if you make a leadership check and it goes well, everyone who's around you, not everyone, you will get to choose how to spend the points. But if you roll badly, then they get used against you. So
Got a 10.
it's your choice. You don't have to roll the leadership check.
Got a 10.
You did roll it. Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
I got an 11 for my dex roll because I'm behind the trigger.
Sounds good. So
Rolling 2Ds, not 1Ds.
I believe it's 2D. That's how I've been rolling all the baddies, plus your trait.
I got a 7. I feel things. I'm confused. I'm trying to hide the fact that I crashed a drone. I tried to drive it through the thing because I went through it that one time, and I'm now scrambling up, running up, trying to catch up with everybody.
Okay. Sterling, what about you, bud?
Sorry, I kind of phased out there for a second.
So you need to pick a either strength, dexterity, intelligence, some aspect that you use for your initiative, either fast of mind or fast of body, and then roll your 2d6s with it and give me that number.
Okay, we'll go fast to body. You said we're going like strength or endurance or something like that?
Yep, you can pick whichever's higher.
We'll go 9.
Okay, everybody but Kizik rolled higher than the baddies. Okay.
Look, I'm worried about other things right now.
Get with the program.
As you saw them turn, I went, "Oh fuck! They're coming for me!"
Okay.
You should try to reach out with your brain.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, right.
So
This is
So-
the
I'm going to give you the opportunity to do something cool that might get your character killed. I want to preface this with this might get your character killed. Maul, I think you got the highest score for initiative. You've ridden with these guys before. You know that there's a handhold on the back of this power armor where, as a smaller infantry unit, you could potentially ride their jump jets over this wall.
Yes.
But it's one person. You're going to ride on the back of one of these power armor units. Because they're about to jump this wall. And you know that's what they're about to do because you've been them before. But they're obviously about to die. Like, that's too many even for them. You may spend one of your 2 leadership points to tell them to do something else if you would like. Or you can give them a boost to what they're about to do. Or you can ride over there with them.
So if I tell them not to go and we draw them in closer, does that increase our odds, or is what they're doing actually going to make a difference?
So it's twofold. What they're doing will absolutely cut their numbers down a lot up front. It will be the most effective as far as killing the enemy tactic. It will also almost certainly kill both of them. That's why they're going to do it, is because they can unload all those big artillery things before they go down, but they'll still go down.
I'm going to look over at the caches of plastic explosives that are over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to tell them, instead of doing that, one of you hold it back, the other one go grab that and start lobbing charges out there.
Okay. They got an initiative of 6, so they're going after everyone else. But I wanted to give you the opportunity to do that if you wanted. Okay, so you've used one of your 2 leadership points. And it's not per turn, that's per whole engagement. I should have said that earlier.
I'm trying to think how I would get, how is there's a better way to get these, there's a lot of explosives here. It would make a difference.
Yeah, most of those, by the way, are artillery shells for the mortars and the other stuff, so it's going to get used. But if you want to use some of it, you absolutely can.
You know what? I'm just going to tell them to ride. I'm just going to hitch a ride.
Okay.
I'll see if I can make a difference.
Okay. John, you would see this and know everything I just said.
yeah, it's a bad move, but okay. I'm gonna start shooting.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have them jump over, even though they're not these guys aren't gonna get to go until later. I'm gonna jump them now because Maul still gets to take his turn. I just needed to know whether his turn was going to involve these guys so I could move them on the board. So they ride their jump jets. Maul hauls in on them and rides over. As they're coming over, they're laying down fire and they're just chewing through the lines of these baddies. So like, I'll do their score, their actual rolls when they get their turn. But like as they're flying over, they're unloading with everything they've got. Wait for your turn, Sterling. You'll get your turn. Okay. Maul, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna lob a grenade and take cover behind a power armor.
That's a good move. All right. So lobbing a grenade is a strength. I think it's a
Athletics.
athletic. Yeah, I think it's an athletic strength.
That works. That's a 3. So. I got a 10.
Okay. Take your effect over to your damage and roll your damage.
How do you roll damage? Oh, never mind. That is 5d. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. That's 3d is 10, 15. 15, 20, and then 20 plus the 2 from 10.
How much is that total? It's a lot.
22, and it's blast 9.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, it goes through. It hits some of them. Some of them are affected more than others. It's really dark, but obviously these spotlights from the Norse armor is giving you spotlights on some of them. Not all of them look like the full combat drones you're normally used to dealing with. There are some of the smaller ones mixed in. I don't have the models for them. I apologize. But there's a different variety of them out there. Some varieties you've seen, some varieties you've not, but a much more variety than you normally when you have faced a Chitin in the past. It's looked like this. Just a solid mass of drones of the same thing. But this is a mix of all different casts, it looks like, of the units. And not all of them look like they were made to withstand grenades. Like, one of them just gets blown away into ribbons by the grenade, as where some of the drones almost shoulder the whole thing without any issue. So you've got a mix of units in there. Of course, it's also hard to tell with all of the massive cannon fire going off around you from these units as they unload. Okay, I believe next up is Ghost.
I'm gonna shoot one. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Shoot this guy.
Yep.
Sniper style.
Go ahead and give me your checks.
Breathe in, breathe out, keep one eye open. I probably missed. I think I got 7 total.
7 total is a miss.
Mm-hmm.
You shoot a very Chitin-looking tree, dead in the eyes.
Fuck you, tree.
You have a minor action available. Is there anything you want to do with that?
I'm gonna prep the detonator.
Okay.
Make sure that it's out in front of me, like I'm prone or whatever. Or actually, I'm just stationed up on the wall. So yeah, I'm just gonna pull the detonator out, make sure it's.
Yeah, you pop the safety off the missile switch.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Sterling, I believe you are up next.
All right, I think I'm going to move up to this corner right here.
Okay.
What I want to do is actually try and take a shot out here with my flame rifle.
Okay. They're a little far away this turn for the flame rifle, but you could run around the corner and get up to where the armor is. And the legs of the Norse armor are big enough that 2 of you could get cover behind there, just barely. And then you'd be close enough to do it if you want to do that. I'll let you do it if that's what you want to do.
Yep, let's do it.
So you're back to back with Maul then. No, I thought I had you in the right spot, but apparently I didn't. So we're gonna do it this way.
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty, go ahead and roll me. You need a 8 to pass. I can't remember what skill your flame rifle is. Here it is.
Should be energy.
Yeah, it is energy.
Yep.
Man, I got it.
Yep, so I didn't make it.
You with your dex and because you rolled a raw 7. You're telling me
7.
you don't have any DM pluses to Dex or to Energy combat?
Yeah, oh, I do have a dexterity.
Okay, well then you did hit.
Okay.
So how much was it once you added your pluses? This is blast what?
Is that the damage of the rifle then? Is that what that is?
No. Well, it's your 4D is your damage to the rifle, plus whatever you get on top of your to hit roll. So you just rolled it to hit, you got at least an 8, and then you take whatever you get above 8 and you add that to 4d6s that you roll for how much damage you got.
I got an 8 last time. That was 7.
So that was, what was that, 8 plus 11? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's 8 plus your effect. So if you got an 11 to your to hit, then you... I thought you got an 8 for your... I'm very confused now. You roll your...
Rolled an 11 damage
You rolled an 11 damage. When did he roll the damage?
just now.
Yeah, just now.
Okay, what did you roll for your to hit?
8.
Oh, that was 8 on the nose. Okay. Then yes, you roll an 11 damage. That is correct. But plus the blast, so you rake fire over here, and you're going to get just a whole row of these things because the flame rifle goes right through their armor. It actually cooks them in their shell. And they screech, and the ones that aren't meant for fire are popping and like making very disgusting noises and sounds. And all the while, this thing above you is like, it's like a tank with 4 guns just constantly going off. He's got a laser rifle in his hand. It's just whomp and just cutting things in half. And there's a lot of artillery going on out here. Yeah. So let's talk about everybody but Kizik has now gone from the player's side. The baddies need to go, and then Kizik needs to go, and then the good guys need to go. So, this is obviously an abstract of enemy units. A large group of them is going to run out and be on top of this beacon, and they're going to pick it up. They're going to start ripping this case apart because they want to get into that. And I'm going to stop them there because I'm pretty sure I know what's going to happen.
Big bada boom.
Yeah. Turns out is boom today, not boom tomorrow. So these guys are going to start advancing out of the tree line. Obviously, the tree line's been cleared back for purposes. And at the moment they start doing that, the main artillery is going to start going off. And the areas back here where the pods have been landing is going to start exploding in plasma fire. And like these guys, they're not going to actually do any... Well, I'll give them a couple of shots at the main power armor units. Because they'd be able to hit those. That's an 8. That's an 8. Stupid laser rifles do. There it is. 5D.
Full of damage.
19 damage to one of the power armor units. He can actually shrug that off. Like it would have toasted one of you guys, but just sears through the part of the armor on one of these units. And then the other guy, I gotta roll it twice. Gives him another 18. That hurts pretty bad. Because I'll put those both on the same target. Alright, so then we get the allied units. The guys in the tank are going to come around. Obviously, having a tank on your side is kind of a big deal. And it's going to start opening fire with everything it's got from this flank, and there's going to be all sorts of explosions. The Marines are going to start rallying up towards the front. Basically, they want to funnel these guys into chokeholds where the mines are. They're gonna grab as much cover as they can here. grab these other units. And Kizik, what are you going to do? Watching all this unfold.
Do I hear anything?
Nope.
Is there a ladder up next to John?
There can be, yeah.
Can I climb up on that ladder? Peek over the edge?
Yep. You see a massive horde of just a sea of these things.
Yeah, I'm gonna launch an underbarrel fire grenade into it.
Okay, go ahead and give me your roll.
That's a 12. That's a 13.
All right, give me your damage. You were supposed to give me damage?
I was looking it up.
Ah.
That's a 15. And that's just fire damage.
That's more than enough to turn many of them to explodey little poppy, probably tasty bits. Because that goes right through their armor. So this whole group is partially on fire. If you fired it close enough to the crate, it actually may have caught the crate partially on fire. But I don't know how far away that thing is. We didn't really talk about that. So the group that's actually on it might be too far away for your launcher.
I got 100-meter range.
Yeah, you guys can retcon it however distance you want it.
I feel like 100. I don't know if anybody's looking outside. That's probably too close.
When it was in artillery distance, I don't know if you want to kill it or hit it, really, but I mean, it was within range for me to shoot at. That's why I made the sniper stand. I've got 1,000.
Yeah, if it's 100 meters away, I would like to. I shot at it, and if I've got an extra, no, I climbed up a ladder. I can't do it.
Well, just so you know, an incendiary grenade's not going to set off that C4.
Yeah, I'm going to look at John and say, like, push the button.
Yeah, I'm just waiting my turn. I'll push the button.
Oh, he's going to push the button. That's why they all stopped. So we were waiting for the moment. Okay, and that is going to be the end of the round. I made Kizik go after the good guys. That was reversed. You're supposed to go before the good guys go. But we're back to Craven.
How many of them did they kill?
So when the good guys went, I mostly maneuvered them. These two guys managed to saw down a shit ton of them. So this is not a... Like, the number on the screen is not the number you have to kill. This is an abject, there is a sea of unending death coming towards you kind of thing. And it's a matter of hitting a certain... If metagame, do you really want me to tell you how the mechanics work, or would you rather experience it?
I just want to make sure we are able to win this.
You are absolutely able to win this. You're actually off to a very good start.
Okay.
Okay. With that said, Sterling and Maul are in a very precarious spot. I want to make that clear too. Okay, so Craven, your turn.
I tossed another hand grenade, and
They're actually close enough that you could engage the first row of them in melee if you wanted. Once again, this is a really bad tactical maneuver with there being that many of them.
yeah, I'm aware. You've mentioned it.
I have to.
Yeah, I know. It's just it negates the way I want to play. So it's telling it to me again. It's frustrating. I'm just gonna toss a grenade and run behind the wall.
Okay.
9.
Okay. Add that to your damage.
You mean add 1 to my damage?
Yeah, you would add 1 to your damage on that.
$16. Blast 9.
Awesome. Okay, so that's enough for a whole group of them again.
I'm gonna use my other initiative point to tell the 2 troopers here to step back behind the mines, and we can use these as choke points to continue mowing them down.
Okay. Let me...
Leave Sterling out there all by himself.
Who's next?
That's true. He does move next.
Let's
I
move
mean,
next.
technically, I could just have him grab a handhold, and we all move at the same time.
That is also true. That is technically a thing you can do. You can mount these things with the handholds in the back, and you'd be close enough to just tell him that.
Yeah, I'll show him that, and I'll grab the handhold on the other one.
Okay. Actually, that's a much better move for the way you want to play, but we'll get to that in a second. Alright, Sterling.
Okay, so he moved behind the thing now? What's going on with him?
So if you look at the map, you are behind one of the power armor units, and he's behind the other. He's shown you where there's a handhold, where you can climb up on this thing and mount it, and fire from its back like it's a vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to use your minor action to mount it, and then I'm assuming you're going to use your major action to attack?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Give me another check.
Might have skipped Ghost.
Got an 8.
I thought he went third.
Not according to the screen.
Oh,
skip him?
in my book, yeah, it's backwards. It's fine. We'll let him go in the next turn. It's all players, so it's good. But I wrote the wrong scores down for the wrong people. See, it's good to have double check. Anyway, you rolled your hit
8 and hit.
and damage.
Is that a 2D again?
It's your flame rifle is I think a 4D.
Oh, yeah, 4D for the flame rifle, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4D, and it has blast.
$14 on the flame rifle.
Shit. All right, yeah, that's good. So you another wave of them, like run over top of the corpses of the last ones you guys mowed down, and you mow them down too.
Thrilling.
Yeah. So, Ghost? Snipes?
For the minor action, I'm going to pull the trigger on the detonator.
Roll a D100, please.
Do I need to say high or low first?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out how many you killed. 70.
700.
700 would in this scenario. 70 is what that's going to be. So yeah. So a good chunk of bits go up as this thing goes up now. Sammy, give me a instant psionic check.
3.
3.
4.
Yeah. So you're going to take a DM -4 your next action because there is a piercing in your mind unable to be described as anything you've ever experienced before except the pure embodiment of pain. It's over very quickly, but it leaves you reeling.
Does that kind of shudder through the chitin too?
Yeah, you'd be able to see enough of them in the front that you'd be able to tell that some of them have just outright collapsed. Many of the hardened drones are still coming, but the ones in the mix that didn't look like they weren't combat variants have just either collapsed or withdrawn or scrambled or are just holding their heads. So it's
Okay.
definitely had an effect.
Can I still take a sniper shot?
You absolutely can.
All right, I got an 11 to hit.
Okay.
And I did 17 damage.
You pop
Armor
one.
piercing 6.
You pop one, and it goes through this guy, and it hits the guy behind him. It didn't kill the guy behind him, but you hit two of them. Just pow, that piercing rifle.
Excellent.
All right, now the baddies are gonna go. The baddies are super disoriented, and I'm only gonna do a very general check. I'm gonna drop that dice. Dice doesn't count. Same dice that dropped last time. Okay, so that's a 10, so we'll say 2 of the... Well, they'll get 2 rounds. So... It was a 7, that doesn't do it, and that was a 4, and that doesn't do it. So they don't really do any more damage to these front units that are withdrawing. Some of them do start swarming from behind in like a almost rabid mode towards the tank. And we'll have them respond to that in just a moment. And Kizik's turn.
I shudder and regain my composure, like coming out of a flashbang grenade. Zing! I hear the ringing, and I flip my guy to full auto and take a shot at the first closest one I can find.
Okay.
That's boxcars.
Okay.
That's 8. And that's a 7. So I hit twice. For 7. And 8 damage. 15. Those were bad damage rolls.
It's okay. You mow through a good chunk of them in the front. They're disoriented and they're tripping over themselves, and you're able to mow a bunch of them down that are completely off guard. And they're also damaged by the power armor that hasn't stopped firing this whole time. Although the rate of fire does appear to have slowed down. Anyone with the military background would know that these units reduce the rate of fire when they get below 25% ammunition. So they've just hit that point. Maul and John would know that. Okay, so good guys go next. So you guys are riding on these units. You're going to move with them. This unit actually made it back without any incident. It falls back behind the line without any issue. The unit that Maul's on... These two were advancing on it. Now, technically, they failed their roll, but I thought it might be fun for Maul. So I'm going to have them clamber up the side of the armor and try to get at Maul while he's on the unit. So they're going to try to climb up the side. And I'm going to give you a reaction to that.
They will hit them.
Beat the shit out of them with a hammer.
Yeah, I was about to say, just give me a melee roll as a reaction roll.
As soon as I remember where I put my character sheet. That is 7 plus 5. 12.
Okay. How are you attempting to do straight damage, or are you attempting to do something fancy like dislodge them off the... 'cause this guy's like 11 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm dislodging them. I'm trying to get them off. We don't want to bring them behind enemy lines.
Okay. Give me one more roll. So roll your damage for that. And then give me one more roll for the other guy.
4, 11. So 11 damage, armor piercing 4, and smasher. This one missed. I got a 3. Actually, no, it hits. That's a 7. I mean, that's 8.
Okay. You don't need to roll damage on that second one. Because you did enough to damage the first one enough that it is an issue. What ends up happening? I'm sorry, I'm coughing. I forgot to mute my microphone. They fall onto the minefield as they're getting whack-a-mole off. They fall onto the mines and just bits go everywhere. And you can hear the pilot chuckling as you pull back behind the lines. He's a little bit slower than the other one now because he had to stop and deal with that. Okay. The artillery is still going off, and the tank is going to try to repel this thing, and the other power armors are going to get to fight. So that's an 8. 9. 7. Okay. So the power armors don't do a whole lot, but the tanks and the artillery do. The artillery continues just ravaging their lines. The tank commander has grown a brain, and instead of charging into the woods where they can get around him, he's backing towards the wall again, just unloading with every barrel. The flamethrower on the front is also going off, which is not a standard addition to this tank, and you're pretty sure was just put in for these guys. And whole droves of these guys are dropping off. At the top of the round, you guys notice that the sea of chitin that are coming towards you are still coming, but they seem to have wavered a little bit. Raven, you're at the top of the round.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, all good.
Can I still toss a grenade?
You absolutely can still toss a grenade, but it's going to be a hell of a throw if you want to get it out there. I'm going to increase your difficulty by 2 because they're pretty far away. Most of the ones that are close to you are dead.
Is it easier to shoot them with the revolver?
Oh, yeah. Way easier.
Alright, yeah, I'll try that.
Yeah. I mean, you do know they're about to come through these 2 choke points, too.
So I could just ready in action?
Yeah. Or you can stay riding the Norse power armor because he's going to back up past this choke point. But you also may want to be dismounted on the ground when they come through the choke point. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll just toss a grenade.
Okay.
What's the difficulty?
It's 10 for that range. Unless you have a launcher. You don't have a launcher, do you?
No, not yet. I think I'm better without a launcher, to be honest.
Probably.
That is 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 1, so 11.
There you go. You got +1. Add that to your damage.
That is 19 damage.
Okay.
Blast 9.
All right. Ghost. What's your plan?
Shoot more things. I've still got a good position, so I'm gonna reach out and touch things with lead.
Pick one. Now they are turning into actual units that you can diminish.
Okay. This guy here.
Okay.
Can I hit him?
Yep. Go ahead and roll them.
Alright, so it's 9 to hit.
Okay.
Oop, I forgot to roll that one. What's the total there? Terrible. 8. So 9 damage.
Okay.
Awful.
What's your pierce on that?
It's 6 pierce.
It's not quite enough. But there's been enough blast damage around here. I'll give you that one.
That was a bad shot. Bad damage, anyway.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have shot through the tree. Just hit him afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what it was is he completely missed, but he shot a tree branch that fell on the guy and killed him. All right, Sterling. You're riding this piece of power armor. They're advancing, but like they're seriously wavering. Some of them have actually started to retreat.
I think I'm going to hang out here with the power armor here and just kind of watch what's going on.
Okay. So you're going to ready in action, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Is that going to be to fire at the choke point when they come through?
Yeah, that's what I like to do. Yeah.
Okay. Eight. So only one of them gets to do anything. For shits and grins, we'll have these two guys come over here. Put him in that group, and we'll let them attack. The tank. So a group of them move on the flank and attack with their lasers the tank. For absolute shit damage. And the rest of the groups are going to advance, but they're going to end up walking over things like landmines and having all sorts of other issues. I'll give one of this group. So now they're like coming through the landmines and just exploding. This guy's going to be backpedaling now. Sterling, you were riding on this guy's back. You're going to have an opportunity to shoot through here as they're like exploding themselves on the mines. You were holding action for them to come through that choke point, and they are.
Yep, we are going to start shooting. Roll the 5.
Okay. Well, that doesn't quite hack it, but, you know, there's still the intimidation factor of a flamethrower that's just going off over here.
About it.
Also, all the Marines in the second line of power armor are going to start adding their firepower to yours as the last of the units start to swarm through these choke points. And Kizik, I believe, is up next. Oh wait, no, Baddies. No, Baddies already went. Did I do? Oh, he held his action. That's why. Yeah, it's Kizik next.
Yep. From the top corner, as they're coming around the side, there's a automatic rifle fire. Keeps raining down.
Okay, give me some shots.
9, 7, 11, 4, 14, 13, 27 total damage.
Okay. Is that all on one target, or is that on multiple targets?
That was on 2 different targets.
So how much went on one and how much went on the other?
14 on the first one, 13 on the second.
Okay. Split it evenly. Okay. Badly damaged, both of them. Combined with the landmine damage, I'm going to let you have both of them. So 2 of them are knocked off. And then going to be the good guy's turn. Hank got a 10. Good. Power armor got a boxcars. That's an 11 for the infantry. They all rolled really freaking good. So, tank. $18 damage. So, basically one of them hugs the barrel and gets blown off. Flamethrowers are still going off. This Norse power armor that's mounted here with Maul is going to start just meleeing them as they come through with his fist. Like, his rifle's out of ammunition, he's just pounding them as they come around the corner. And the landmines, like, they do affect the armor, but they're not, like, hurting him that badly. And then the infantry are lighting up. Any that have come through the walls, says some of them were starting to, like, try to get through the crevices, but they only get 3 of them. And we're going to go to the top of the round.
I'm gonna toss my last 3 grenades into this group that's standing in the landmines.
Okay. This power armor, even though he's not physically in there, is standing amongst these people. It's probably not going to affect him that badly, though. Also, this is your opportunity to do some melee stuff if you really wanted to.
How's that going to work with the landmines?
They've already detonated most of the landmines. They're trying to push through the hole at this point.
All right, I'll go over here and try to sweep through one.
Yeah. I mean, they's going to be advancing on you, so you wouldn't have to move out from behind cover if you didn't want to. But if you want to, you absolutely can. So, yeah, go ahead and give me your damage.
Give me a roll. That is 7, 11, 12 to hit.
Okay. Go ahead and add that to your damage.
$15.
You don't have one more point anywhere in there. Yeah, he stepped over a landmine. You kill him.
AP4.
Oh, then you kill him even without the landmine.
Yep, and then I'll get back into cover.
That's a good idea. Okay, Ghost.
I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay.
Hopefully. Nope. I only got a 6.
That sucks.
Yep.
What do you want to do your minor action?
Set the detonator off again.
I
That's a
don't think I can. Can I use my
Heads up display kind of thing to just, like, start marking enemies because I can see them.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that'll let you see a few other things. So, like, there are more swarms of these guys that were trying to come around the flanks where the tanks were and around these other sides. And you can see that the Marines have, like, through pillbox holes, pinned them all back. But a small group of them that are running away, they're not doing it on purpose, but are running towards your ship.
Uh-oh. All right. I'm gonna, definitely keep an eye on them. Where are they?
They're not physical. I can add some of the dead tokens. It's a small group of them
Okay.
they're not the full drones that are the combat ones that you're normally worried about. They're the smaller ones that were panicked when the first explosion happened, and they've just run in that direction. But they are on like a beeline course without realizing it. You're pretty sure without realizing it.
Can I drop a leadership roll to let the rednecks know to prepare?
How about a comms roll?
Yeah, comms. I can do that.
Yeah. Call them and let them know. Sure. While you're doing that, Sterling. This one stubborn guy's coming through here. These two stubborn guys are coming through here. Which one are you gonna go after?
You said 2 over here and then 1 over here?
Yep.
We're going to go for the 2.
Okay. So you're gonna step up past this power armor, or you're gonna try and shoot through?
I'll probably step up past the power armor, just kind of get around it so that it's not, my shot isn't being deflected through the power armor.
Okay. That's a good move. Go ahead and roll your to hit.
Oh gosh, I miss. Yeah, 3.
Sucks. I mean, that does happen, but that sucks. Okay.
Yep.
Baddie turns. I think there's conveniently only 3 of them left. Oh no, the guys with the tank. Oh shit. The other dice this time. And they love 7s. Good for you guys. Oh, that one got a 9. Okay, so ones with the tanks are gonna actually finally get up to the tank, and they're gonna get on board. And they're going to try to shoot their laser rifles down into that open hatch. And they vaporize that guy. Alright. And none of the other groups actually made any progress. They're gonna squeeze in real tight. So Sterling, they're right on top of you. On this side. And I think Maul's in there too. This guy's gonna make it more or less all the way in. That is until this power armor goes. And Kizik.
Did John get his comms call off?
His turn is next turn, but whatever he rolled, I don't know if he passed or not.
I got an 8.
That's a pass.
So I heard, oh shoot, they're headed towards the ship. I'm going to train my rifle and try to take them out as they're headed that way. I just hear auto rifle fire, trying to catch them from behind. That's 11. That's a 12. That's an 11. That's time for some damage. That's 11. That's a 12. That's a 14. So you said these are the littler ones?
Yeah. Well, these are actually a kind you haven't seen properly before. They're non-combat versions of the drones. They're like adolescents of the drones. So they're the same thing. They look like that, but they don't have the armor.
There's just less armor on them.
Yeah. So how much damage over how many targets?
The first one took 24 and the second one took 12, 14.
Okay, that's way more than you needed. So 2 of them are super dead. 2 of them are super dead. That's how we're going to go with that. And then the good guys are going to go. And the tank going to roll a 3. Oh no, that tank is probably dead now. Power armor 1. Going to roll an 8. 2. Rolled a 9. So they're going to unload. And that's actually going to probably resolve us right there because... Well, it's not going to completely resolve us because the tank lost. Okay. These guys at the gate are down. This guy is down. These 2 have managed to blow up a tank. And we'll say they blew themselves up in the process. Because they shot a laser directly into the cab of the tank. And we'll say they hit whatever goes boom in there and the whole thing went off. The 2 that ran away changed enough direction that they just ended up running off into the woods instead of running directly towards the ship. And you guys have completely defended this position. And you didn't even lose any major units. I mean, other than the tank.
Yay!
I'm gonna get the power armor guy to help me go over and see if we can fish the pilot out of the tank.
Okay. So you guys roll over to the tank. Unfortunately, the explosion was on the inside. And everything's hamburger in there.
Commander's not going to be happy about that.
I mean, considering what you guys just held off, if the power armored units hadn't been there, this would have been very different. But the 70 kills from the detonation of the totally not contraband also had a significant effect.
It did go pretty well.
All right. Well, guess we go face the music. I'm gonna go deal with the captain.
Colonel?
Colonel, yeah.
Yeah, he likes being called Colonel. You know.
Even though he's not one.
So, you're talking about the base commander, right?
Yeah.
He's actually going to be pretty happy about how everything went on. I mean, the loss of the tank was significant, but for the number of enemies that just got destroyed, I mean, I'll hear your argument, like what you're going to say, but I don't think he's going to actually have that much to say to you. He's just going to be in shock because this whole field is now littered with Chiton corpses. Just hundreds and hundreds of them. And that's more than virtually any modern day battle has been seen.
I'm gonna hand him the 2 dog tags I found, and tell him I understand. I'm responsible for them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you were right, though. It was the right call. I mean, we never could have pulled this off without whatever it was you guys did out there. And these 2 soldiers, it's callous to say it, but it's a small price for what we did here. Whole colonies will be safer.
It is the cost of war. But we had a deal. I've got some details I can give you on what we did so you can report to your superiors, and perhaps they'll use a method like this in the future.
I would like the ability to replicate this in the future, but as far as reporting anything on you, I think that you were right, and I agree. I won't throw your name in this unless you've changed your mind about that.
No, I think it's best we keep that out. Just tell them you had a package dropped off and you saw an opportunity.
That's fair. We'll do it that way.
Anyway, I give him the details on what the Psi Ember was and how we got it.
Do you give him the NDA part of the details, or you just give him this is what Psi Ember is?
This is what a Psi Ember is, and
Okay.
We got it from somewhere. Like we fought some things, picked one up. Yeah, so I tell him, like, if you see another one, see if you can get them to go all in and actually make a real dent. I mean, you saw what it draws.
Well, he pulls out his battle space computer, which is something that only command people have, and he pulls up a diagram. And at first, because you're a Marine, you're not exactly sure what you're looking at, but you realize afterwards that like what just happened on the ground also happened in space. Like they berserked a bunch of their ships through very well defended lines, and the ones that landed here are just the ones that got through. And he's going to be like, I think we did a pretty good job on this one. But yeah, if we could do it again, that'd be awesome.
You just imagine if you'd planned it.
That's true.
Which we did try to go through proper channels. Got shot down as being a stupid idea. I give him a heads up on who shot it down, just so he'll know that's probably you're gonna get asked some questions. I would guess. Like I don't want him to get blindsided.
Yep. Like I appreciate that. He's like, considering what everything just went down, and he kind of waves his hand at the supply cache he's at. If you guys need a resupply or anything, I mean, feel free.
Awesome. Thank you. And then I take my leave.
So when he says you can resupply, it does occur to you that while that tank is pretty scorched on the inside, it might be rebuildable.
Right. So do I ask him for it, or I just assume it's good to go?
You can go either way. Metagame, he's not going to stop you either way. Like if you ask him, he's going to tell you to take it because it is trashed, but it is also fixable. You're going to have to take it apart and put it into crates. You're not going to be able to roll it in one piece in the ship.
All right. I'll let him know that we're gonna snag that, and I'll then put my rednecks on getting that into the ship.
Oh my god, it's going to have a douche drape on it.
I give them the instructions that they would need, take it apart, that kind of thing, because they're rednecks. They should be great mechanics.
All right. Anyone else have any things we want to do? Starts from the top. Sterling, any post-battle things you want to do?
No, nothing post.
Is it?
I'm still just overwhelmed by the transformative phone call that I made.
Yeah, I mean, you may be the only person out of the group who really grasps what you just found. And more information will become. I mean, assuming you guys pursue this stuff, more information will become more prevalent. If you're sure that you don't want to do anything else, then yeah, you can be pensive about that. I also don't know how much of it you're gonna want to explain. Like, they're like, oh, you saw all these. They're gonna think that it's just these, but in reality, you touched the entirety of their civilization in a moment.
Yep. They're like, hey, cool, we killed 100,000 of them. And in the back of my mind, I go, like, not even close to how many total they are.
Yeah. Ghost.
Immediately after the battle, I think I'm really just interested in making sure that the ship gets straightened out. We're gonna get that tank redone.
Well, it's not going to be running today. You guys are going to have to, like, wrench it apart and put it in boxes and take it home and work on it. You got a project car.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a transmission to the Paladin and let him know that mission was successful. But I'm sure he's going to hear about it anyway.
That's absolutely true. Okay. I believe I've rolled through all the players. I'll go back to Craven. Anything else you want, even though I started with you?
If he's is there any way we can get some armament for our ship?
He would give that to you if he had it.
Okay.
But but unfortunately, he doesn't have anything that you could put on there from a ship-to-ship perspective. But that's definitely something you guys should look into when you get back. It's not going to be outside of your means to do by any stretch of the imagination.
Did he have any spare power armor? Not the Norse one, but the regular size?
He can give you some parts if you guys want some of that. He's got some of his Marines have basically the same set that Maul was using up until this point. It's a pretty standard piece, not just for combat, but for lifting. And it's got bits and pieces laying around if you guys are interested. You guys are actually pretty set on power armor, but if you want some pieces, you can totally get them.
Yeah, it's always good to have some spare parts.
Okay, so just rolling some dice here. That's an 8. So he gives you 2 or 3 crates of power armor spares. It's enough that you could assemble at least one, maybe 1.5 suits.
All right.
You guys can divvy that out however you want, or you can just put it in surplus, or you could put one of the rednecks in it, because eventually there's only going to be one left.
Rednecks live forever. As soon as one dies, his other brother will come up.
I like that Bill Bob was in here the whole time, and he was like, nope.
Bill Bob almost got shot earlier.
Yeah, well, he's also now amongst all the Marines, like, yeah, we did it!
Yeah, he's very close to being just outright capped.
You guys want to hit? Has no weapons, just cigars.
Yeah, cigars.
Alright.
John Shear is straight-laced. Can't do that shit.
But it helps with glaucoma.
Well, I don't have that.
At our age, I'm sure we do. And arthritis, all kinds of back pain.
So we need a beam laser for our ship, huh?
So, there's a bunch of stuff you can get. The ship that Deacon has a beam laser and a sandcaster in the turret, but you can actually pick whatever you want to put in those turrets.
Proton torpedo launchers?
Missile launchers. There are no proton torpedoes in this version of the sci-fi universe. But there are missiles.
Alright, man. I think we We fucked some chitin up.
Sure did. As if unlocked a whole new world. And one world.
Kizik's gonna need a
One-
Baku to help him with his dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know if that'd help. Baku would eat my dreams and go, fuck this.
It
probably.
might be extra tasty. You don't know.
Yeah, it tastes like bacon.
Tastes like bugs.
Yeah, fried grasshopper.
None of y'all wanted to check out the crater where the thing was.
Oh my goodness. Where the crystal was?
Yep.
No, I felt it die. I'm okay. Yeah.
Well, there's no regret there.
We did tell the captain about it, so maybe he went and looked at it.
What's all this green goo? Should I lick it?
Green goo. What are you talking about?
We just put C4 on an unknown technology and made the assumption that it disappeared.
Huh?
I'm happy.
He's gonna inject it in between his toes.
Knowing him, he would drink it.
Become chitin.
Take a bath in it.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to call the stream there. I hope everyone had a fantastic time. We actually finished ahead of schedule, which was unexpected. So, that was good. And I'll see you guys next time.